Hi, welcome everybody to the ladies' room. I am Cannon Hill, one of you, the hostesses with the mostesses. I'm gonna go ahead and round and let everyone introduce themselves before we get into some of this juicy stuff. Let's start with Super Saiyan Supreme Wives.
You already know, guys, it is the one and only Supreme Super Saiyan wife coming to you live from the Super Saiyan headquarters.
Not the headquarters.
Always, the classes are $1,800. Cash only, baby.
Next.
Hey y'all, it's your favorite therapeutic church lady, Miss Jovo. How y'all doing?
What's up? This Triple OG here to keep it real and keep these ladies in line. You hear me?
We brown liquor early, and that's what we doing, right?
Did you just say keep the ladies in line? Is that what you just said?
Already starting off
on the wrong foot. Already starting off on the wrong foot.
Now I told
my
y'all,
beautiful black
come
ladies
back,
in line.
When Ashley come back, y'all supposed to be Supreme
black
Saiyan wives.
queens.
See?
Hey, peace, love. Shout out to peace, love in the chat coming through early. Hey, how you doing?
Hey.
All right. So we got some good topics planned for today. We're gonna talk about the PNB Rock situation. Raven is feeling some type of way about some of these emotional men out here, so we're gonna have to go ahead and address that. Put it all out there on the table.
I'm feeling a certain type of way about them too.
And also our resident male feels some type of way about it as well. So we're going to definitely address that. And we're also going to dive a little bit deeper into what it means to be a provider, or basically like what are the responsibilities of a provider.
Absolutely.
Just to, name a few good things. So let's get it started off with the PNB Rock situation. Now, everyone is familiar with the rapper PNB Rock, who was I'm trying to think of a PC word to use, who's no longer with us.
Right, unalived, I think it's for.
And this happened a few weeks ago. We touched on it last week because we were reading a post from a young lady, I guess, who's another up and coming rapper, who said that, it was the girlfriend's fault or the girlfriend's responsibility to make sure that he wasn't out with his chains on and all of that, so he wouldn't be in harm's way, that she wasn't a good girlfriend because of it. That's what we talked about last week. Hey, Blue Devil G in the chat. Thank you for joining us. Thank you, everyone watching. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe because the topics, they're about to get real juicy. You don't want to miss it. All right. So before we dive into talking about the latest developments in the case, which came out today that I saw, I first want to share something with you that I hadn't seen before the last time, and it's from PNB Rock specifically. So let's play that. Is it? Hold on. Here we go. And then we'll discuss it. So let's do that.
Get back! Who you done ran down on, robbed? None of that shit, bro. It never happened to me. It's never gonna happen. I haven't been robbed. I haven't been ran down on. Because niggas know. You gotta come correct. Niggas try to rob me a couple times. That shit was getting blicked on, bro. Niggas is getting blicked on. Niggas try to take my little brother chain. Got smoked right on the spot. So get back!
Okay. So that was my first time seeing that. And I just felt like that was really interesting, that was kind of the attitude that he had. And it seemed like he was very vocal, and understood that there was some danger in him being flashy the way that he was. And he had been in previous situations, which may have warranted for him to be more cautious. So I was just really curious as to why everyone was blaming the girlfriend. And today the development came out that they now have information, the police has information that the guys who actually robbed him were there already. like they were already at the place before they even got there to post their location or do anything like that. They just so happened to be in the parking lot. So as far as they can see, it was a crime of opportunity where they saw a flashy car, they saw a guy with flashy chains on, and they decided, apparently it was a father and son duo. I mean, way to go, dad. Awesome dad with that. But his son was 17 and now they're caught up in this case. But that's what happened. So, you know, they blame the poor mother of his child who now had to lose him, and then to also have to deal with that type of social media scrutiny as a result. So what say you guys? Like, how do you guys feel about that? What do you think? Who wants to go first?
You know, I've always said that that guys need to be a little bit more cautious and protective for themselves. You know, I don't think these guys these days have the understanding of preserving their own life. You know, um, growing up where I grew up at in Chicago and Inglewood, I see this a lot. You know, people walking around like they was invincible, like they couldn't get touched. You know, just starting things with everybody, and then next thing you know, somebody end up shot or dead, and everybody wondering why and how. But and there's no need to wonder why and how. The things that people do in life most of the time leads them these to whatever's going to happen to them. You know, everybody's just not getting shot randomly. You know, and this is just one of the cases that he wasn't shot randomly. You know, I'm not gonna say he asked for this, but in a way he did. You know, you don't go around antagonizing criminals. You know, he's on social media, basically talking to the world, talking to criminals, talking to robbers, talking to murderers, basically telling them like, "Hey, you ain't gonna do nothing to me. I'm gonna do what I want to do." Even though he should be able to walk around with his jewelry, with whatever he wants to wear, wherever he wants to go, and he should be able to do that. But that's not the world we live in. So for you to go on social media antagonizing these criminals and these gangsters and then acting like you were a gangster because you go blick them up, and you know something just can't happen to you because everybody ever got shot and killed, they was just lames or something. No, the toughest dudes get shot and killed. So it really doesn't matter how tough you think you are, the words that you say, because people seem to believe their words more than their actions. You know, my thing is everybody always talking about what they will do and what they're going to do and who they are, but never had any type of training, don't know how to hold a gun correctly, don't know how to be aware of their surroundings, don't know how to analyze strangers or anything, but they just so quick to say what they go do to somebody, and they don't. He probably ain't never done a push up in his life. You know, I just by looking at him, you know what I'm saying. So it be, and I don't like to speak on a deal like that, but it just be. It's some clown stuff to me to how dudes be talking about how tough they are. You know, words don't make you tough at all, as you can see, and that's just one example of what words will really do to you. And I think those words, it triggered some people. You know, when you say stuff like that, that invites trouble, and he invited trouble. You know, that's why I don't even say a lot of. I don't even like to tell people what I do. I don't like to tell people I was in the military or I study martial arts, because it invites people. They want to try you. They want to test you. They want to see, oh, does it really work? Oh, if I whoop him now, I'm karate doesn't work, and it's just a joke. So people will try and test you, and he invited those types of things to happen to him.
Yeah, no,
Yeah, I
I
think.
definitely agree with that. You gonna go? Okay, Raven. What say
I
you?
was gonna say, yeah, I think I think that was a wonderfully nuanced answer because it's a little bit of both. I think people should be able to walk around with their accolades, whether it be jewelry, whether it be a fancy car, whether it be a nicer shoes, and not have to worry about people trying to snatch them off of them just to say they did for clout or because they want to sell it. But in the same token, like you said, you can't antagonize criminals, especially if you know what kind of field you're in. It's well, not field, but you know what kind of music you make, what kind of persona you present. So you can't also, on the other hand, be like, oh, can't nobody touch me, like you're an Avenger or something. Like, let's be realistic here. Tupac got shot, so surely Nipsey got shot. King Von got shot. Surely you can't be untouchable. So I think it is a little bit of both. It is unfortunate that he has passed and that all this has transpired because um, it kind of unfolded in a strange way. I don't know. When everybody was blaming his girl, it threw me off, especially when he released a photo an hour early of their location when they were pulling up there. Um, I guess it was okay when he released their location, but then when she posted the video of their Roscoe's, that was the highlight, and that was, oh, that's why they shot them because she posted a picture of the waffles. Like it's not, to Darwin's point, a whole bunch of steps that leaded up to it.
I can see everything that everyone else is saying. I do. I definitely do think that you have the right to be able to, like, I wear a wedding ring. I ain't got a bunch of chains, but I'm just saying, you have the right to go out to eat and be safe. Like, no one goes out thinking that that's their last time going out. But in the same token, the video that Cannon just showed us, that's a problem. And it's like, when are we going to actually address? Because a lot of rappers, a lot of people in the industry, they have been killed due to gun violence. Like, for me, it just comes full circle with gun violence all over again. All these things have something in common. It's guns. And I know I don't want to get too off topic onto the whole I don't want to go out down the rabbit hole of gun violence and gun prevention, but my thing is, if we're going to be, popping off on social media and we're going to make these videos and we're going to, talk about something with such gusto and courage, such as I ain't gonna never get robbed. I wish that people in the industry would use their powers for good and discuss, the to bring awareness surrounding gun violence and just violence, period. Like, I just wish that we used our powers for good sometimes. And there is a part of me, somebody close to me just pointed this out to me, recently, that I'm a very optimistic person. I shy away sometimes from the harsh realities of the world, but I think in this situation, it needs to be, again, this is another conversation about gun violence. Another person in the industry who has been gunned down in a public area. Like, when does it stop? So I'm going to the behavior. Like, the behavior. Like, when is this going to end? Where people are literally, like, within the last, 30-something, 40-something years, how many rappers have died due to gun violence?
Yeah, I think they said it's one of the most dangerous professions now.
Exactly.
Being a rapper.
Yeah, it's been like an epidemic. It's like every time you turn around, one of them are losing their lives to gun violence. It's insane.
Exactly. And then you couple that with the amount of Black men who are getting killed by gun violence. It's like open season on Black people. So I think that needs to be the real conversation versus why did she post his location? It's like, out of this whole situation, the one thing you can point out is she posted his location. I'm with Darwin. Like,
what do you guys think about the father and son duo? Because often we hear that it's because the daddy's not in the house, but daddy took him on the blicky. I mean, what is he called? Right. The sticky, not the sticky. What you call it? The drive-by. Whatever.
Yes. Like the decent driver. Like the decent
he was the driver. I mean, the argument can't be his mama didn't have his daddy around.
Exactly.
Lord, daddy was there every step of the way. TV.
But it's going to be the mother should have chose better.
But we always talk about the gun violence and the behaviors, and I don't think it's gonna never stop. As long as they're steady making guns, as long as people have feelings, as long as it's jealousy and anger out in the world, as long as there's poverty around, it's gonna be crimes like this. It's gonna be murders like this. But so my thing is, what can you do to better put yourself in position so that doesn't happen to you?
Right, and that's the second part, the safety. Because I think we don't, even me, my husband has stressed to me, like, hey, when we're out, just wait, like, get home and post. Like, don't be posting. Like, just wait. I'm not telling you can't. I'm not trying to tell you what to do with your social media, but
Mhm.
out of the safety of our family, like,
Right, you go get the same amount of likes at 9
right,
o'clock that you go get at 9 in the morning when you post it the next morning. You go get the
exactly,
same amount of likes. You know what I'm saying? So
exactly,
just wait.
exactly,
I've learned that too because
right,
one of my family members got caught up like that, posting her whereabouts, and then the girls pulled up and jumped on and stuff like that.
yeah,
Luckily, that's all it was. But
right,
this social media is not safe. You know what I'm saying? For people that
mm-hmm.
needs that type of attention. It's
Right,
safe for people who wants to oh look, I did this. I have a new. I want to network with people about this and that. I want to
mm-hmm.
tell some jokes or whatever the case may be. But some of these people are using it for clout chasing. Oh, look at me. Look what I'm doing. Look where I'm going. And that's not safe.
Right,
And just because nothing has happened to you this thus far doesn't mean you're steady increasing your chances every time you post your location, when you're at that location, every
mm-hmm.
time you sit up there and start these Facebook beefs with people and tell them
Right,
that I beat your ain't nothing gonna happen to me, pull up on me, shorty. This is what's gonna happen. And I think people don't know the power of words. Yeah, you saying this stuff, but somebody that you saying this stuff to has feelings, and everybody can't control their feelings. So you have
right,
to, it ain't about being scared of them, but it's about preserving your life and not putting yourself or your family in harm's way. And that's what a lot of
mm-hmm.
people don't understand. Like, hey, stop trying to prove you tough.
Right,
Like when I go to Chicago and I go back home, of course, and I'd be the first one to admit, I used to be at all the hole in the walls. I'm talking about every last one of them. I used to be at all the house parties. Well, pull up, let's we there. I didn't care. I was just chasing tail. You know what I'm saying? I didn't even care what hood I was in. I was oblivious to these things. But now, once you get kids, once you
mm-hmm.
start getting asset stuff, you start worrying about losing them. And now
Right,
when I go, of course I'll be wanting to pull up on people, but I'd be like, nah, I'm not going there. You know what I'm saying? Because
right,
and a lot of people I know, like they always having friends that's dying, and I'm just like, man, I'm glad I didn't go. I'm glad I don't hang around these people as much as I do, because I could be one of those people. You know what I'm
right,
saying? And it's all about the environment you put yourself in.
mm-hmm.
And first thing people say is, "Oh, you a sellout. You are this.
Mm-hmm.
I don't give a damn about all. If I blow up, get rich, get famous, I'm gonna go be a sellout. That's just how it's gonna be. I'm not gonna talk to some family members. It's gonna be a wrap. You know what I'm saying? I'm just not about to do it because I care more about my life than about making other people happy. You know what
Right.
I'm saying?
And your values evolve and change over time, especially how you value, like, how you look at like your job. Like, Cannon has spoken on the show about, and just using this as an example, she works in corporate America. So how she show up does matter, but I'm pretty sure that from day one up till now, she has learned how to show up in different ways in different situations. She's evolved because she values, her current job position.
Right.
When she started with the company, her value with that particular company, it increased over time, from day
Right.
one up till now. And that's the same thing with life and with change. And I think that, and I can't remember if it was Russell Simmons talking about this or if it was actually Jay-Z on a podcast I was watching, a short, and they were saying how a lot of artists don't understand the evolution of change as it relates to how big they get in their career. Like, you're not gonna be where you were day one versus like after you sold all these albums and you've achieved all these accolades. Like, your circle is gonna change. Who you choose to be around is gonna change, and that's a direct
It
reflection.
should change. Your circle should
Right.
change.
Right.
Yeah.
That's a direct reflection on how you value certain things. Like, your value of life even evolves from, like, before, when it was just me in college. Like, I value my life, but now, I have a whole family. So it's just like, I look at life differently because
Yeah.
now I have a child, I have a husband. And so I think that maybe that's the disconnect too, Darwin, what you're saying is that a lot of these artists, they're not being taught. Because I think we assume, some people assume that when they get money, they think they know better. But you still might lack some basic knowledge of how should I conduct myself when I have X amount of dollars and I'm
Take
in another tax bracket.
Exactly,
Because I'm
when
becoming
people,
a target. Whether I like it or not, I'm becoming a target.
But I
people get
think
this
that their
money.
behavior is part of the brand. Like it
Yeah,
is part of the brand,
yeah.
Like it's like not people not teaching them how to behave once they get money or
Mhm.
whatever. It's just them still being in that it's a mindset. You know what I
Absolutely.
mean? Like it's a mindset, and
Mhm.
some of them I think feel invincible, and then some of them I think don't value their lives. Like
Mm.
literally don't, because it's
Right.
like it's an environment where they don't value their, like they're like, I could die any day. Oh
The thing
well,
is, they value money more than their life, because they look at it like,
Mm.
I just signed, I just blew up by doing the things I was doing, so I'm gonna keep doing it. Obviously, I've been doing something right. Look at me, I'm rich, I'm famous, I got all of this. I've been doing the right thing. No, you haven't been doing the right thing. You haven't let money control you, and that's what they're doing. They let money control them, and they keep on that same path, not knowing money is supposed to change you. If you're this type of um guy that just loves money, right? I would think you would love living also. You know what I mean? To spend the money. But these guys, they get this money, and they see the path, they see the blueprint of what, if you do XYZ, this is what's going to happen. And it's just and they just keep doing it. They not looking up to the Jay-Z's, and they not looking up to the most deaths and stuff like that. They not looking up to them type of people that stand out of those types of troubles and stuff like that. But they still getting money. You know what I'm saying? Even I was gonna say 50 Cent, but he be talking crazy. I don't know. He might got a number on it, but I don't know. But obviously he's you can see the transformation from gangster rap to businessman. You know what I'm saying? So all these kids that built their fame on gangster rap, they need to take a little step back and be like, okay, now what's the next thing to do? You know,
yeah,
now let's transform. Let's be bigger than gangster. You know what I'm
yeah,
saying? Because they think this gangster's lifestyle is like the toughest thing ever, and it's a joke. You know what I'm saying? And I don't want to say too much because I'm probably antagonizing them now. You know what I'm saying? But because I used to do that, a lot of that back in the day, get into it with people on Facebook all the time, be like, pull up, meet me here. I used to be notorious for that. I ain't gonna even lie. But luckily, nothing happened. But you grow up and you supposed to start. And it didn't take money for me to stop doing it. It just took me to see a whole bunch of people dying.
Yeah.
And I just don't want to be one of them.
You learn that if you don't change the way you think, you recycle your same experiences over and over again. And the thing is, just like with what you were saying, once upon a time you thought that way, but now with a wife, with children, you being a father, a husband, a business owner, your thinking has changed. Your outlook on money, your outlook on life, your outlook on access has changed because you value different things and you're prioritizing different things versus when it was just Darwin, triple OG, like pull up, pull up. It changes. And just like you said, I think that it's a misconception that this whole, well, you need to keep it real. And it's just like I used to tell the individuals when I worked in juvenile hall and when I worked in the prisons. None of these people that you show loyalty to, these streets you show loyalty to, your family is still out there like living a hard life while you behind bars. But you so diehard loyal to something that is not contributing back. It's not contributing back anything into your life. But on that same token, it's taking away your freedom. Like, make it make sense.
You know what I'm curious about? I'm real curious to know if his baby mother will choose a different type of guy now. Because I see this a lot. I see these women, and it's and I have to put some onus on them because when you choose these types of guys to date, guys to have kids with,
Mhm.
and I don't know if he was like a really street person or I don't know how
Or was it
involved he
just a
was,
persona?
or if it was just a rap,
Yeah.
he just talked like that. But when you with these people, you have to know you putting yourself at some risk, because if people can't get to them, they will get to their family. This is like a real life thing. You know what I'm saying? Like people are really thinking they in the movies these days. You know what I'm saying they will try to get to your family. And if they're not trying to get to your family just by you being around, you might get hit. You know what I'm saying? So to all the women that's dating these types of guys, knowingly dating these types of guys, you know, these gangsters and these guys that goes out and do horrible things to people, just know that you're not in a safe environment. And I don't care how much pillow talking he doing to you, telling you, oh, you good, you with me. I ain't gonna let nothing happen to you. This and that. It ain't on him no more. Once you put that type of energy out into the world, it's not on him no more. If someone wants to come and kill me right now, today, that's just what's going to happen.
But you know what I think is interesting with that too, though, is that, and we've had this conversation before in the past, where that's really good advice that you're giving. But don't you think that, and I see this in these YouTube streets, and you've even mentioned it, that a lot of times, depending on who a woman was with before or whatever type of relationship she had before, a lot of guys will feel that they don't have to be better than that previous guy, because they feel, instead of them respecting and appreciating and say, okay, you've grown and you're trying to grow and do better, they look more at it like, well, why are you trying to require me to do something? You was accepting this from this guy, you know? So yeah.
Fuck them. you know, that's just a shaming tactic. You know, that's just some manipulation right there. Like, I don't care. Why would if I'm her, right? If I'm her, of course I do want to. I would want another guy that can provide financially and stuff like that, whatever the case may be. But at the same time, I have a kid. I have a life that I want to live too. So you have to make some decisions. You know, and women make bad decisions when it comes to men. I think that's the women's the worst downfall. I've seen all types of women have good education, good job, good support system, good household, and then you turn around and they with this dude, and they just bringing them down, and I just be like, oh my God, you know what I'm saying? And it just be crazy to me. And then you look up and now all these things are happening, and he all messed up, she all messed up, you know, and she got to build him back up because it's just a lot.
It go back to what you just said. I mean, I think a lot of times people just value all this external stuff, just like you just said, the analogy of the woman who has the career, the success, the means to have a really good life, comfortable life, and then she's dating this guy over here who might lack ambition. He don't have a lot going on with him, but it just goes to show you how people see themselves without the externals. Like, and I mean, I see this as a therapist every day. You know, one of the things, I just got done doing a class on value clarification. Like, how is your behavior hurting or harming what you say you value? Because if you really value something, your principles and what you live by and how you live is going to be a direct reflection on how you value that person, place, or thing in your life. And so I think a lot of times people get, careers, they get a certain financial status, and then to them, it's like, I ain't got to pour into nothing else in my life. The problem with that is you start attracting all types of stuff because your life is imbalanced. You're not pouring spiritually. You're not pouring into yourself physically or mentally. Now all this other stuff is gravitating towards you. And because you're not pouring into yourself, you don't know how to filter out, okay, this is what I don't need. This is what I need. This is what, feels right. This is what you're all over the place. And
I remember back in the day when things was happening to these rappers like Bump J and all of them people getting locked up, doing these things when they get this money. And I used to be like, oh, he dumb as hell. And then my guys like, oh, he rich though. He got more than you. Oh, do he? Do he really got more than me?
Right.
If you basing it off what he in his bank account, then you a sorry excuse for a man. You know what I'm saying? Because can't nobody tell me they got more than me. Can't no man, can't no woman right now tell me they got more than me, because I got exactly what I want. I got exactly what I've been looking for. I've built my life, learned from my life, and I've built my life to get the things that I want. I haven't lived a life to make $1 million. That ain't what I've been trying to get. But once I start doing it, I'm going to get that. So when people be like, oh, he got more than you, to who? Says who? You know what I'm saying? Like, these dudes need to stop chasing everybody else's dream. You know what I'm saying? Like, Do what you want. Do what makes you happy. And money does not make these people happy. You know, all these rich people, all these people that's famous, they're not happy because they have the money. That's not making them happy. They have the same life problems that we have all the time. You know what I'm saying? They're not exempt from none of this stuff. And I hate when people idolize these people and make it seem like these things is not supposed to happen to these people because they got this money and this fame. No, they getting exactly what they supposed to get. They getting exactly what you supposed to get. Like we all human. We all in the same world. We all have the same emotions. We all go through the same problems. Everybody, no matter if you got $1 million or $10.
Yep. I like with Meg Thee Stallion, like here recently, she updated her website to include links for different resources people can use to seek mental wellness and mental health treatment. Because with all the success she's had, both of her parents are now deceased. And she recently talked in an interview about how a lot of people don't understand that this last album that she put out, a lot of her writing was just about being all over the place, you know, learning to live life without having her biological parents here, you know, on this earth. And when you have such a loss like that in your life, that's going to impact you. But I respect her because she's in the industry and she's coming forth saying, this is what y'all see on stage, but this is who I really am.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah, and I can appreciate that. And thank you. You wanted to add something, Raven, before we close.
Yes. Sorry, you guys are bouncing back so well back and forth. I didn't want to interject. But I want to go back, and it ties into what you're saying, Miss Jovo, which look, that's God. When you mentioned, Darwin, that we women sometimes pick the wrong men, it seems like, you know, a pattern into, you know, some men's point. The bad guy sometimes gets the girl, you know, and oftentimes with the assault rate being so high in the Black community, sometimes we're just traumatized and we're behaving, you know, out of traumatized, you know, behave, or, you know, we're doing whatever coping mechanisms, sorry, we can. And to kind of like make the Stallion's point, she had access to a lot of different kind of men. She necessarily had to mess with Tory Lanez, you know, who had history, very public history of domestic violence. She could have pick better. You know, we can't always say it's just on the men. It's not always on the men. You know, I know y'all swerving down. You know, I can't stand them, but it's not always on the men. Sometimes we do need to pick better. And I can give women that are like, you know, stuck in terrible situations, I can give you the benefit of the doubt and just say you don't have access to better. But when you have access to better and you still go after a certain kind of archetype, it does speak to Darwin's point that we go after trash dudes sometimes, you know.
And that's why
PNB Rock is handsome though. You know, he's the quintessential, he's the conventional light skin, good hair. Like, we can't pretend like colorism is not real. So, I mean, I'm always gonna stand by it. If he was dark skinned, he would have been seen as aggressive along a lot longer than, you know, now. That little video where he's standing in the sun with his skin all gleaming and whatnot, talking about can't nobody hit me.
and I think
I'm joking
now.
But,
I think now. I'm sorry. I think people do have a little bit more access to finding out some information about people, but as like the famous people whose business is out in the streets and their lifestyle is presented to the public. Yeah, you everybody knows about these, like Tristan Thompson. If you date Tristan Thompson, you date Nick Cannon, you know they just a sperm donor. And if any woman dates them, you should know what you're getting, right? But for the most part, the world is not that black and white, right? Because we have too many guys that go around, right, and they lie to women about who they are. They present this lifestyle of I'm this type of guy, I'm that type of guy, oh, this and that. So they really don't know until they know. You know what I'm saying? Like until it's bad. You know what I'm saying? And I remember having a conversation in the barbershop, and I was like, men are raised to manipulate women. You know what I'm saying? That's just how it is. You know, that's how we were raised. We were raised to get the draws, dog. You know what I'm saying? Like, and by any means necessary. We were, and I was like, we wasn't going around telling girls like, yeah, you know, I ain't got no car. You know, I live with my mama in the basement. You know what I'm saying? But We was going around leaving stuff out to make them think that we was who they wanted us to be, just so we can be appealing to them, so we can get the draws. You know, and then they was like, no, I wasn't raised to manipulate. I was like, oh, we can't even have an honest conversation because y'all know damn well that's how men are raised, to get the draws by any means necessary. And it's just what's going on today too. Like, men do these things to women. They manipulate them to have them thinking that, oh, I'm not like that. Oh, I would never put my hands on you. Oh, I would never do this. I would never call you out your name. Oh, this and that. And then they get with him, and then everybody be like, well, you knew what he had to show you some type of sign when you like, no, it's subtly, it creeps out slowly. You know what I'm saying? And then the head bursts, and then it's just chaotic. You know what I'm saying? So women, I mean, y'all in a messed up situation. You know what I'm saying? So y'all do have to pick better, but y'all have to take y'all time and learn how to pick. And the way y'all picking is just not right no more. You know what I'm saying? Like, y'all looking for the wrong stuff. Y'all listening to niggas too much. You know what I'm saying?
Well, see, I was gonna say, I know we're gonna.
I was almost with you.
Y'all life.
I know, right? No. I'm gonna say, I know we're gonna talk about it later. Hemotional men,
Right?
Hemotionals. I think sometimes these guys honestly believe in their heart of hearts they're not that guy. Like, oh, I'm really not a bad guy. And when they're telling these women, they're thinking, I'm really I'm not that guy. Until y'all have whatever relationship issue, and he, does the pathological things that men tend to do. Because if you're sitting in the barbershop and you're getting the pathology, or the mindset of what you're supposed to do, if your girl act up, well, this what you're supposed to do. So in their mind, like, well, this just what
this
happened.
Is normal, right? Right.
It just was what it was.
There actually isn't anything wrong with their behavior in their mind.
Exactly. So that I know. I understand what you're saying,
no dude thinks
like, my thing is, I know I was a beast. I know I was lying, manipulate.
But could anybody have told you that at the time? Like, oh, you're bad. You was justifying it all different.
No. I would. No, I would have been like, this is what we do. I mean,
exactly. This is how men.
But you didn't think it was bad.
No. I still don't think it's bad. Like, don't get me wrong. I still don't think it's bad. Look, I got a weird way of thinking.
Why?
So you might not want to.
Bad. No,
because I'm just a really selfish person.
Okay.
In the
world, the transparency.
In the world that we live in, I do not care about playing the rules and playing fair. I really don't. You know what I'm saying? Like, because, to Ray's point, good guys finish last and stuff like that. So it's a thin line between how you got to maneuver out here. If I lie, it's because first of all, it's in my best interest.
No. Good guys, let me tell y'all something. I'm sorry to interrupt you, but because, I just, with my group right before this podcast, we just talked about values, morals, ethics, and integrity. It's not that these things don't win by human nature, because we don't win when we think we should win, because we don't exercise patience, because we are so impulsive. Then when we don't get what we want when we want it, then we're automatically losing in our mind. When really, who said it's your time right now? Like, just wait. Like that's like dating. Like, again, shout out to my grandma.
I'm not about to
shout out to my grandma. Women learn to date. Like, women be out here like, oh my God, like on date 3. I wonder if he's husband material. Pump your brakes. Like, stop. Stop. Have some fun. Live in the moment. Okay.
See, my wife would be the first to tell you. I told my wife, like, yeah, we can be together, but I know I'm gonna be cheating on you. And at that point, she was like, she wasn't my wife at the time, but at that point, she was like, she cut me off. You know what I'm saying? But at the same time, I still have to be like, yeah, this is how I am. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah, and that's cool, but don't be mad. Like, and I'm telling some of your counterparts this.
I was mad.
Be mad. Because this ain't Burger King. Because
the thing is, ain't no wrong or right as long as you honest, right? And I was mad. I ain't gonna lie and be like, I didn't give a fuck.
Can't be mad when you honest.
I did go to another mess with other chicks, but I was still hot and mad. Like, but she gonna leave? Stop messing with me?
Exactly. Yes.
She couldn't
But
look,
that's-
and then I
but
tried
that's-
to
but
reason
that's
it out like
with
she
integrity.
all women
That-
want the truth. They can't
She a
handle the
woman
truth.
of integrity. She was not gonna compromise what
But
she used to want.
but that's what I'm saying about how guys want to interpret something about
Right.
handling the truth. No, y'all can't handle the truth because,
They
like you
can't.
said, it is
No.
selfishness. So it's like, since you want what
Exactly.
you want, you don't care what it does to the other person. You don't care what they want, and you don't give them a chance to make that choice. Because it's all about you. So you don't care what your behavior does to the other person as long as you're getting what you want to get.
If you're not married, you're supposed to be out there doing what you want to do.
Right,
No,
but
that's the game.
But you don't have
if you're
to
not
be
married,
lying.
you playing another
Right.
game.
No. That's
Listen,
bad.
it's too
What they
late.
say in the church, if Jesus be a fifth.
That's
It's too
no.
late.
That's fine. You can. What I'm saying, yeah, you can be out here doing whatever you want to do.
Yeah.
You can be married and be doing whatever you want to do. Fine. But what I'm saying is, you still should have integrity about it, and you should be lying to people and damaging people in the process, lying to them, manipulating them, leading them on, causing harm to other people just to satisfy yourself. That's the part that's wrong. That is wrong.
Exactly.
I don't care how you slice it. Like, that's
You're
wrong.
right. You're
And
right.
then you get hurt, and then wanna get in
Especially
these
people
spaces.
that you.
Yes.
But especially people that you claim to care about, like you claim, you're like, oh, I got feelings for this person, oh, I care about them. No, you don't care about people.
You care about you.
Question: if a woman asks a man, do you got a wife, right? And he be like, no, but he got a girlfriend, right? He got a girlfriend that he talking to. He say no, and she don't ask no other questions, right? She like,
That is lying by omission.
Thank you.
That is lying by omission.
That's like saying, you have herpes? No, but I got HIV. Like, what?
Miss Jobo, we
lying.
Miss Jobo, if you knew how many times we've had this conversation at therapy,
You know what that is?
You ain't never gonna let that one go.
I do a class on that one too.
You're not married. You can't cheat. If you can't cheat, you can't lie.
Lying by omission is a characteristic of the criminal mind, and men out here committing emotional felonies every day, leaving stuff out. Like,
this
that
is
is
exactly why
you think a man is going around telling the truth to strangers? Man, I don't care if I just meet you and you ask me. I can lie to you. You a fucking stranger.
You know why you lying though?
I don't have to tell no stranger the truth.
Back it up, but
I'm
you know
lie
why you
until I
lying
feel
though?
like I ain't gotta lie no more.
See,
then I tell the truth. Like, I'm not telling no strangers the truth.
No, stranger. Right now she a stranger, but a few minutes ago when you saw her, she was a stranger then too. No, she was a stranger with stuff that you wanted. She a stranger with stuff that you wanted. See, this is the thing. I
guarantee you, if y'all acting more like me, y'all get the right
truth.
Be honest, be transparent. Be honest, be transparent, Darwin. I'm not saying ain't nothing wrong with that, but you do not get to control the consequences. Period, point blank.
So if I'm out and a woman asks me like, where you live at, should I tell her my address too?
Hey, let me tell you something. That's not the same. Don't do that. Don't do that.
Yes, it is. Oh, yes, it is. Yes, it is. No, it's definitely the same.
It is not.
It
is not.
You're a liar. You're not. Come on now.
No.
I'm not telling the women every time they ask me a question, they have to get the truth.
Here is another thinking error. That is either this or that, and thinking that there is no gray area. There is absolutely a gray area. There's absolutely.
We said colors or whites. That's it.
Black and white thinking. Thank you, Raven. Black and white thinking.
When a strange woman asks me why
that
I live
is
at,
an enemy to cognitive dissonance.
No. Stop lying, Darwin, because men will send a strange woman their address quickly when they say, let's Netflix and chill. You met this woman Wednesday, you want to Netflix and chill, and you give her your home address on Friday.
And then,
so it can't be, we'll tell strangers the truth.
Y'all
show bring them back.
You got all the homeboys in the hood
it's funny how it's,
your ass.
To me, it's funny how she's a stranger, and I'm not supposed to be telling her all
she's a stranger.
Business. But if she bent over,
she's still a stranger.
Her skirt, you gonna put
a stranger with a nice
member inside of the stranger. The closest part of you. You gonna put the closest part of you.
Look, raw. Look, isn't it raw too?
Exactly.
That's a decorum.
But all of a sudden now
where's the decorum?
She's not supposed to know everything about me.
Decorum.
Oh, but
you gotta earn that. You gotta earn my truth.
She
She
doesn't
ain't
know
supposed
if
to
you
touch
in a
you, but she
relationship.
know it- But she get to know what's in your pants.
I say
Like,
she
I
can't
never
even simply
understood
know
that
whether or not you in a relationship.
Hell no, she can't.
What
For
psycho?
what? Is you about to be my woman? What
No,
you
you're
need to know
right.
about what I'm doing
Speak on it,
for?
Cannon.
We just had a nice conversation.
The
We
thing
had a
is,
nice
no.
conversation over a nice drink. Why
No,
you
it's
asking all
always
these
funny.
questions?
No,
Let's
it's
build into
always
it.
funny just to watch. Look, it's always funny just to watch his little ways they be sleeping, right? Because like
Exactly.
he be like, yeah, men be so manipulative. Then he be like, I don't got to tell the woman all my business.
Exactly.
But I admit it.
like
I
the
admit
plot-
it at the very
it's-
beginning that I'm
like the
different
cop
like that.
calling
Like
the two still is
I
black.
admit that I'm manipulative, and I admit that I will lie. So that's all a man has to say. Now it's up to you. Now it's up to you. If a man says
I will lie. So whatever I tell you,
I'm a
do
manipulator
that.
and
Do
I'm a
what
liar.
you need
If you
to.
choose to
Because
keep
I
messing
will
with me,
lie.
Okay,
I will
then.
lie to you.
So
you can't
let me
get
tell you
mad at
something.
him.
So let me tell you something.
Y'all
When you-
manipulators too.
No. When you play risky games, you get risky consequences. So I don't want to hear no. If that's the case, then there should be no man out here complaining about quote unquote the ghetto baby mama. There should be no men out here complaining about STDs. There should be no men out here complaining about surprise pregnancies. There should be no man out here complaining about anything. Because you knew the game. If you so transparent and open and you know what you was doing, then you should not have any complaints.
Have I complained about any of my baby mamas?
It's like
pregnant, I took care of my responsibilities. I do what I gotta do. I know what I was doing. I own all. I own it.
I'm just saying.
Yeah, okay.
I'm just saying.
Yeah, all right, bro.
I'm throwing a flag on the play. I think it's a great way to segue with Nick Cannon.
No. But
imagine Nick Cannon mindset.
I speak passionately on this because as a therapist, every day I'm talking to people who literally will try to manipulate me in session to make me believe that they have no accountability for their behavior because it's in their nature to do the things that they're doing. And it's just what I say every week. I cannot find my post-it. I think it fell off the wall. All behavior is a choice. It's a choice. It's a choice. You choose to be manipulative. So if you're going to choose to be manipulative, then don't be hollering about the consequences.
Hey, but
talking
guess
about
what?
she a stranger, but you ready to go into your drawers and share that with her. But now it's like
that act like men.
No,
the women that act like men.
No, it's about
the women that's out here winning.
No, it's about
you. The women that act like men is out here winning in relationships because they got it down pat. They like, hey, they meet the men with that same energy. Like, hey, you disposable, my nigga. You can be.
I'm gonna tell you what Dr. King said. I'm gonna tell you what Dr. King said. You cannot drive out darkness with darkness.
No, I'm on Darwin's side now. Wait a minute now. No, I think
I'm not matching energy. Matching energy is so counterproductive. Like when Cannon told you, hey, yeah, later, I'm not dealing with this. That was her saying, look, you in a dark place, and I'm not ready to drive out that darkness in your life. I got something else going on over here. So I'm going over here to do what I'm purposely intentionally.
I released her
right here. No. She knew from jump when you started when the first words were, but I'm gonna tell you I'm gonna sleep with somebody else. She's an insightful woman.
So I didn't release her. I didn't release her when I said that.
No.
I could have lied.
Release her from something.
Lied.
How you gonna release her from something that she wasn't even caught up in the first place?
That's like quitting after you got fired. He quit after you got fired. You know what? Can't fire me because I quit.
Listen, I'm gonna call B. I know I got kicked out for a second, but I'm gonna call BS on everything bro just said because we was just having a conversation the other night when we was watching Love and Hip Hop, and we was talking about how one of the characters on there is manipulative towards men and all these other things, and he said that's dangerous for her. She keep playing with these men's feelings, and she gonna come across the right one, and he gonna do something to her. So now he's saying that women should manipulate men, even though it's dangerous for them, but
you know why he's saying that though, because the thing is, I'm gonna say it. Yeah, y'all need to manipulate us.
It's dangerous
Because then
for her.
guess what? If we manipulating and y'all manipulating, can't nobody hold nobody accountable then. Well, you doing it. So why
Right.
can't I?
Everybody
Right.
gotta know the consequence. Listen,
Shout out to Jody in the
I
chat.
already admitted that it's consequences for when I lie and manipulate, and it's consequences for women when they lie and manipulate.
So why are
yes,
you
it was
advocating for
dangerous
them
for us.
to have consequences of putting their life in jeopardy? You said the men don't
Exactly.
play that. You said
Exactly.
men. You said men will harm women who play with their
Exactly.
emotions. You said that.
Yeah. So no. So this is the thing. You can manipulate for certain things and for certain reasons. What she was doing was totally different from what I'm talking about. I'm talking about simply dating, and I'm not gonna tell a stranger my information.
A
my
lie
business,
is a
what I'm
lie.
doing.
If you go sleep with the stranger, you might as well tell her
This
you got
lady
somebody
was
back.
getting $1 million engagement rings, houses built. Stop it. Listen, we ain't about to go there.
Ain't no levels to lying. You either telling the truth or you're not. No levels. Ain't no levels. I'm sorry. I love you, Darwin, but ain't no levels.
You just try to put levels on manipulating, though.
No, you just did.
You are not manipulating somebody by not giving them your social security number and your address when you first meet them. That is not manipulation. Like, what are you talking about? Like, that's safety and security. Like, you trying to compare something that don't even make any sense just to justify your nonsense, bro.
Because it's funny how all this other
This
stuff
is called a false equivalency.
It's funny how all this other stuff just so personal and private until we talk about what's in your pants. Now
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. Having no problem with slinging that thing out, man.
What? She can come over and have sex if that, but she can't just come over.
And look, and then like I say, it's not even just slinging the thing out. It's unprotected. It's shooting up clubs. It's giving them your genetic material. They be giving strangers they genetic material, but somebody you can't tell them that you in a relationship.
Potentially put yourself in a situation where you can make another life with somebody. But she don't need to know all my business.
No, with that recent Dahmer documentary, y'all out here about to get harvested. Y'all need to be serious
y'all
about your sexual health. Get snatched up off these streets. Huh?
You was out here doing. You've done enough.
I was out here doing damage. Just be lucky I'm off the market now. Ain't no woman got to ever worry about.
Pull Jody's comment up. Jody made a good point.
I think you're actually luckier because as much damage as you were doing, you put yourself in the situation. So don't try to pretend like you was unscathed, bro.
Do you see what she said? Lack of self-awareness is a what behavior? What is it?
Intentional behavior. So they don't have to deal with their insecurities.
Exactly.
Darwin is rejecting that, guys. We are not.
He's rejecting that.
I agree with it. That's my thing. I'm gonna do what I need to do for me. Listen, for me first. We got to fix yourself first. So let me go through all of what I got to go through, and
no matter how damaging it is to you and the people around you in the process.
Some people might get hurt. I'm not gonna be one of them.
He sound like he doing Sherman March to the Sea. What is this? The Confederate Army?
This is why this is so funny to me. This is why this is so funny to me because just like Candace says, in these conversations you have with these men online, it's just like, okay, I'm gonna be a man and I'm gonna just do. But then they got the nerve to look me dead in my face and say, "But sis, you need to be accountable." And it's like, bro, seriously,
not coming from you.
How can I take you seriously? What are we talking about here?
That's funny.
It's like someone who wears a clown suit for a living, like they work at the in the circus, and then you go pay your light bill, and they still in the same, uniform taking your payment. And they serious about it.
The key word is accountability.
That's the image I get in my head.
Now, if you want to live a life that I was living before I got married, you have to be accountable. And I definitely was accountable for when I was doing what I was doing. I wasn't out there like, playing victim, like and crying to women and doing all that crazy. Hold on,
wait,
you doing all that shit up in that corner like
2 words, pillow talk.
Listen, I got
Do we
child support
have
papers.
like
I
a
didn't
cat?
fight
We got
nobody
a
in
cat
court. I signed
emoji.
my child support papers. I did what I had to do.
Big
I wasn't
cat.
mad about none of my
You want
kids.
playing victim?
Get paternity test.
Exactly. His feelings were never hurt. Never
Yeah, you
ever.
took
His
care of your
feelings
kids and
never
everything,
ever
but you ain't never played victim.
Yeah, hell yeah.
Dang.
I wasn't. Nah.
Thank you,
did
Jamo.
Oh,
Do we
I
have
can't
a
believe
cat?
this woman
Do we have a
like
cat
this
in
is
the
doing
building?
like this. I can't believe this
what's
woman
playing
gonna do
victim?
this after she found out I've been lying to her. How can she be wrapped this way? Who treats people like how dare she after she found out I've been using and manipulating her?
I don't know what you're talking about right now. I ain't never you act like that before in my life.
I feel like
how could she do this to me? What are you talking about?
I feel like I
didn't do anything. She didn't know I was lying. She didn't know for sure that I was lying. She just only thought I was lying. I mean, I was lying, but she didn't know.
That's telling the truth. What you talking about?
I'm waiting for Harpo to come out from nowhere and say, "You know it's bad luck to laugh at a man." Like, and but it's okay for y'all to be slapping women around in the movie. Like, I love you, Triple OG, but
yeah.
you selling something. You selling something.
First of all, Miss Jobo, I'm not. You can't even speak on this. Miss Supreme saying can't speak on this. Y'all been with y'all same guy forever. Y'all was never in the game. Y'all was never in the game.
Thank you.
Y'all wasn't in the game.
Thank you.
Just because I went out here,
y'all wasn't in the game. Y'all don't know how to game.
You know what?
I was a star. I was like on the in the. I was a starter. I was in the game.
See,
like,
I was the game manager. Okay, I wasn't in the game. I was helping on the outside.
Darwin,
I was game adjacent.
Darwin, I was too busy being assertive and living in the moment.
Miss Jobo.
I'm sorry. Either we like I had no problem before Mosley looking them in the eye and saying it's been fun, but now you knocking on the door of wanting to have sex.
I ain't playing this game.
Bro, you're not the one. I'm sorry. Like I'm not the one.
Right. So you didn't play the game. So you don't know what I'm talking. You
dating.
You
sex
played the game, but it wasn't the game I was playing.
Sex was not this much of dating when I was in the game, so you might be right.
Yeah, I think we playing goldfish.
You wasn't in the
game. Playing soccer.
Darwin might be playing tonk, and I'm playing spades. I don't know.
Yeah, we're playing a whole different game.
I think we could easily sit
Y'all
here
and continue pity pat. Y'all asses playing pity pat. I'm playing goddamn big wins.
Dissect. I think we could sit here and continue to dissect Darwin's pathological behavior.
Goldfish.
Because it's deep. Okay, the rabbit hole. Hold on. The rabbit hole goes deep. Okay. So we could talk about that all day. We ain't even finna keep going down that road.
Yeah. We need to have a whole show. We need to have his own segment. Stuff that men.
I know he definitely needs his own segment. You know what? One day we're gonna have a segment. We're gonna dissect all those pathologies. We're gonna go back over it. Okay, it'll be very entertaining.
Yes, that's the perfect. And we need one of them like NFL markers. Them NFL markers where you draw the X and the O in the line, and we'd be like, "See, this is this," and you pause it and be like, "When you get the brown into this, then that means this."
Okay, let me see if I can share this. I'm not gonna really.
I mean, I feel you, Darwin. Sometimes, we do be picking bad, but
we do.
That's fair.
But if
to your point, like if y'all
be out here be like, I'm lying and manipulative. Don't pick me.
Y'all wouldn't be sitting up there telling nigga had all y'all business when y'all first meet them. Y'all crazy as hell.
What?
See, exactly. He like them girls that pillow talk. He like them girls that need a friend.
I said,
no. I don't need friends
when they first meet them.
Who?
Who tell women?
No,
you might not even get my real name.
Cause you married.
I am infamous for pulling out that.
I was in the game for like. I was in the game for like a year. Okay, let me put my stats up. I was in the game for like a year.
Huh? Oh,
okay. You didn't get jumped in.
Anyway, okay. I don't know. I feel like y'all can't really see it, but basically, Bree Teresi, who is one of Nick Cannon's mothers of his children, got into like a little Instagram scuffle with someone because she put up a live and she was kind of just discussing how difficult it is at night with her newborn, and some different things like that. And somebody got into her inbox and asked her, they said, can you get a night nurse to help you? Having a baby takes a damn village. And then she says, LOL, you sure you want to pay for it? And then the person said, tell Nick. And then she said, you okay? I don't need your unsolicited advice. Thanks. You have some fucking nerve, is what she said. Then she's the one who shared the inbox. And she said, keep my parenting, my kid, and my baby daddy's name out your mouth. Nick is not my sugar daddy. Nick is my fucking child's father. That is all. Watch your fucking mouth when you speak on mine. That's what she said. So I thought, that was kind of interesting that, she was on social media complaining or, just kind of sharing some of her struggles of trying to take care of this baby, especially overnight alone. When a lot of people have been saying since the beginning, it will be very difficult for a partner, a man, whether you're with them or not, to be present during some of those tough times when you have all of these different babies spread out across the place. And then she got upset about the advice. So what say you guys?
Well, you guys know I am a fan of always outsource your domestic duties. Like I said before, I've been a nanny for forever, or I mean, I'm doing another career field now, so not so much being a nanny, but it's nothing wrong with getting help when you need it. Ask for help. It take a village. Although this is not 1932, and so your village may not necessarily be the lady down the street. It may be somebody certified with first aid, training and CPR training and all that. You may need help, and it's okay to ask for help. However, on the other hand, ding 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 ding, Cannon is the key issue here, because everybody's been saying, oh well, it's okay if he does it if he's providing all the financial resources. If she cannot afford to hire a nanny, I mean, I don't know. I don't know what their resources are like. I mean, I don't know. I'm not in their pockets. But if the child is needing something, surely the needs need to be fulfilled.
You want to go,
Yeah.
Mojo?
So let me get this straight. She has obviously a young child, a newborn, that is still not sleeping through the night, has to be fed during the night or whatever. And Nick is not there, obviously, because he can't be in X amount of homes every night to tend to children.
I believe it's 38,000 now.
It's kind of like one of them situations where it's like, what did you expect? Like, it's one of those situations. See, this is the thing. Okay, and I don't know why, I don't know why the conversation with her and Nick, if there was a conversation about creating another life or creating a baby. This is where the whole issue, the problem comes in with Nick procreating all over the place. Like, people are not. It's the same conversation we have with anybody who has an unplanned pregnancy. Like, or these teen moms you see, like, they used to be prevalent on these 90s talk shows where these girls will get on TV. I want a baby will make me complete. But they didn't think about the whole thing through. And I'm wondering, hopefully she wasn't one of these young ladies who was like, oh, Nick Cannon want me to have his baby, sure, and didn't have a plan. And I mean, we laughing, but just like we just got done talking about in the last segment, like, people look at money and they go crazy. So I'm wondering, like, did her and Nick have a conversation about what it was going to be like the first, weeks after the baby comes out of the hospital? Was there a plan, a birthing plan?
There needs to be a contract.
Was there a prepartum and postpartum plan? Does
Where's
he
Mr.
have
Rucker?
some type of is there some type of written legal document that says
Prenup?
Shout out to prenup in the chat.
Yes.
Like, we
some
need
kind of
some
legal
legal
document.
expertise on this. Like, what does Nick Cannon do other than, like, is he making provisions for his children, not just monetarily, but this is how I'm going to be involved in the kid's life? Like, is there some type of, is he making plans, or is he out here clowning and just making kids? Like I mean, I'm confused. I'm confused because if you've ever had a baby, you already know, like, Darwin, you're a father. You know how critical that time is, after when the baby come home, when the baby ain't sleeping all the way through the night and pampers need to be changed and bottles need to be warmed or, mom is breastfeeding or whatever. Like, I don't understand why people are not pre-planning stuff like this. Like, why are they not having adult conversations? Instead of her trying to cuss people out in a social media thread. Like, I don't get it. Like, I don't
see.
like I don't get it. Like Nick Cannon, with the money he claimed he has, and he around here having all these kids, you would think that, okay, here's some money. Like, this is our plan. We're gonna hire a doula, then we're gonna hire a nanny, or I got this person in my family, they're gonna come stay with you. Like, I don't understand why people just like people literally get pissed off when stuff don't work out because you literally didn't have a plan. Like, I don't get that.
Y'all not about to play with me tonight.
What?
No, y'all not about to play with me tonight.
Go ahead, Darwin. What we done messed up on?
You trying to be all light with this situation. Listen, I use certain words to identify the female species. So I'm gonna just go say Ewok, right? I'm gonna call her Ewok, right? This Ewok know what she was doing. I totally absolve Nick from any more babies that he makes with a woman. And I think the whole world should too. I usually don't, y'all know I be on the women's side about this, but we know what it is. Everybody know what time it is with Nick Cannon. So if a woman goes out and have a baby with Nick Cannon, it's her fault for whatever she get. And I'm dead serious. I usually be like, he got to take responsibility. He got to be accountable. But no, fuck that. Because guess what? This Ewok, she's one of those women. She's one of those women that wanted a baby just for the money. And they don't want to know how I'm going to tell you this because she got that mad about that little post. That's why her feelings, she got that upset when that woman said, ask Nick. That triggered her, right? Because she know. Only reason I got with Nick was because of this money. She knew she wasn't about to be in no long-term relationship, get married Nick and settle down, be to his family and all this other stuff. She knew. And then she go say, he's not my sugar daddy. Well, Ewok, you playing the game wrong. Because if he ain't your sugar daddy, then what the hell is he good for? What else is he good for? Is you retarded?
He got to parent the child.
Parent the child. If
she didn't say that word, can't say the R word anymore, darling. She is retarded. Can't say the R word anymore.
She is retarded. And that's what I say about picking men. When women pick men. And guess what? She picked the right man because guess what? I think these women are literally having his baby because they getting a couple of $1 million off this baby. You know what I'm saying? That's probably more than what they'll ever make in their lifetime because they probably lazy or whatever the case may be. But who wants to have a baby and have the responsibility to take care of a baby for 18 years just so they can get a couple of $1 million? Not me. And that's why she's sitting on the computer complaining right now about she can't sleep and this and that. Yeah, you thought it was all gravy. But like I said earlier, money don't make nobody happy. So with that little child support check that she getting or whatever, however much money that he's giving her, it's not enough to make her happy. And it never will be.
Giving her something. I mean, at this point,
ain't enough.
He could be. $10,000 is not a lot.
Gave her
yet enough
some
at the same time.
I mean, I guess for me, I'm just thinking about the kid. I'm thinking about the child involved, and my whole thing is, okay, yeah, you a fool for having a baby with Nick Cannon. We got that part. But my thing is, y'all knew the baby was coming. Why is there not a plan in place? Like, what?
That's why I mentioned a contract because I don't doubt that men will pillow talk. I don't doubt that men will say, "I'm gonna be there for the child. I'm gonna be there for you." I have the resources. You know, I got money, but unless we have it in black and white, I need to see it black and white, written, signed with a witness to say that you were going to provide X, Y, and Z after this child is born. Treat me like a surrogate mother because obviously we're not a loving family.
Exactly.
Let me go ahead and welcome Book of Genesis. Hey, ladies.
Hey, girl.
Hi.
What's up, Genesis? Hey. Come help me out, Genesis. Come help me out.
Listen. Now, she know what she signed up for.
This is true.
You talking about?
That's
It's
why she
hard
needed a
having baby
contract
at
before
9.
he nutted in her.
You baby mama number 23, and you expect him to be there? Like, girl, you knew. Stop playing.
She getting mad at people on the internet because they suggesting the right thing to her dumb ass.
Exactly. The math is not math.
Have your
She
rich
should
ass
have been
baby daddy
proactive.
pay for you a nanny. That's the best advice anybody can give her. And she got
Right.
that mad about it. She got that mad. She had to make
Right.
a post about it and try to act like she has some type of point to prove. Nah, you dumb.
Be a mom. Make a plan for your kid.
I mean,
Fair enough. No, I'm on both. I agree, Darwin. She knew what she was getting into. I'm saying that
Yeah,
she
I'm
definitely
not
should have
saying
got some
that. Yeah.
paperwork.
She didn't know what she
Where
did.
is
She don't live
Mr.
on Earth.
Rucker when we need him? We need some paperwork for baby mamas and baby daddies.
Yes,
Because she
clean
should
up
have
where
got
you
something
at.
signed.
We need the paperwork. We need you to get
Yes,
some
Nick
links
Cannon needs a
together,
lawyer at this
pull some
point.
documents. Like, we need
No,
you.
he don't. Nick Cannon don't need shit. He doing what he want to do. He good. He ain't the one at home complaining. And you don't see him complaining about taking care of babies because he don't want to and he ain't going to.
So why he
Now, once his
having?
money get low and he
That is
start
fair.
complaining
He
about his
should be
money, that's
stopped.
when we
So
can
why
be
is
like,
he-
oh, Nick
Cannon
Cannon
So
should
why
is
is he
hell.
having kids? Why is he having children? Why?
You have to
he
ask him
wants
that.
to.
This
He
is
wants
true.
to. He said, I forget what the number was.
What
Was
did he
it
say?
10? He wants to have 10 children, 10 or 11 or something.
he
Like, it's
almost
some
had-
crazy number.
I
So
hope he
he's
had
making these
quadruplets on his
children
last
on
one.
purpose.
I'm wondering if he's going through some type of crisis because, at one point he had or still is dealing with a serious, medical condition. I wonder if mentally he just in a place where it's like, I am like, I'm going to do whatever I want to do no matter what the consequences are because I almost died. I mean, I wonder if that's his mindset.
He a
He
dangerous
said
man.
that
Right there.
monogamy is a
Let's hope he don't get
Eurocentric
herpes.
concept.
Oh, what did he say? Say that again, Genesis.
Monogamy is a Eurocentric concept, and he does not subscribe to that. That's what he
Speak.
said.
He put that head wrap on, and he is not going down monogamy because obviously that's what the white man want us to do. I say.
The thing is what I found was interesting in what she said was that he's not her sugar daddy, he's her baby daddy or the father of her child. And I'm like, why would he have to be your sugar daddy to pay for you a night nurse for the child that you had with him? Like that, I don't even understand what that has to do with anything. It's almost like
She don't understand. She don't even understand. I don't.
Yeah,
think
it's like she's trying to overcompensate. Like, I don't need any money from him, and it's like, but yes, you do. Like, you should be able to get money from him.
Exactly.
That's all. Like, right, he's the father of your child. Like, that's all the more reason why he should pay for you some help if you are struggling. What are you talking about? If you signed up to be baby mama number 39, a check should have came with that. I know, like, why?
It probably is. It's probably like $8,000.
Then you need to take a portion of that and hire a night nurse. So do you think she was like just trying to say that just to try to drive home like I'm not taking his money, I'm not having the baby for the money, right? Like, because I mean she got to be getting money from him, like he got to be taking candy.
She should have.
Nobody in their right mind is signing up for him to have all those babies all over the country with all these women and it not be some money involved or some money being exchanged. Yeah, I think he's paying plenty enough. I just think that she thought she ate with that. I think she thought she was like, oh, you're just thinking he's supposed to give me money, but I don't care. I think that's what she was trying to do, and it just backfired.
She did not eat. Her plate was full. She didn't eat. It was
too
many crumbs on
that
plate. She didn't eat.
She had leftovers.
She had Ziploc bags full of shit. She could have.
She's trying to act like those baby mamas that be getting mad at people. I don't need that little child support. I ain't gotta get no child support for my baby. I take care of my baby all by myself. Nah, you need some money from Nick for that nanny. Stop acting crazy, girl. Go get your money. If you ain't getting cashed out, you're slow. You're slow as hell. And that's oh my God. I can't believe. See, I'd be cool with it if she was getting cashed out because I don't see nothing wrong with it. Because that's all on him at that point. You know what I'm saying? But if she not getting no money, that's all on her now. Because now what'd you do it for?
Exactly. That's why I said treat me like
What's
a
the
surrogate. I'm a surrogate at this point. We don't have a family. I'm just birthing a freaking parasite for you because you want to have it or for whatever reason we are doing this. But it's not like a loving family we're creating. So treat me like a surrogate.
Because
I want
he's
my
rich and
monthly
he don't
income
care.
on
Ain't
the
like
first.
it ain't even like she got to trap him, so she ain't even got to like poke holes in the condom or none of that. She just actually just got to lay down and be like, "Come on, get it, Nick. Come put one in me." And she not go get the money.
Think smarter, not harder, ladies, and that is something you'll find in my Super Supreme Saiyan course for $1,800. I'm telling you right now, Nick Cannon would be broke. Okay,
you
I
got
need
the
everything.
winning lottery ticket in your wallet. Go cash it out.
Man, I need a lawyer before you lay down. No, I can't trust you. I need a lawyer first. Nick Cannon would need a lawyer before he breathes in a woman's direction.
What are you? What? Who is that?
That's the song he did with R. Kelly.
There's something wrong with you. No, anyway. Ain't nobody about to swear.
I honestly, you know, and
Classes. Y'all
might
ain't
be
want to listen
cliche
to
for
it.
me to say there's something going on with Nick Cannon internally. Like for him to
It
be
is.
having all these kids all over the place, something going on with him internally. Ain't got nothing to do with him just being a man and want to just slang his dangling. Like he got some other issues. I just feel that way. He got some other issues.
And if he don't right now, he will when them kids get older and start cursing them out left or right.
I'm just saying.
That's what I'm not looking for.
He gonna be like, but I gave y'all some money.
I would not be surprised if in a few years he actually end up, because you know he's just this, you know, Nick Cannon is famous for negotiating, you know, big contracts for shows and all that stuff, hosting stuff. I would not be surprised if we see him on some type of reality show. They tried to do it with rapper what's his name that is no longer here, Shawty Low, rapper Shawty Low here in Atlanta. He had, I think, five women that he all had kids with, like different children with, and they actually almost got a pilot for a reality show like Me and My Baby Mamas.
Oh yeah, I think I saw something like that.
Yeah. So I'm wondering if with the reputation Nick Cannon has, is he gonna be able to make that dream a reality for these guys? And I'm gonna see if he gonna get scrutiny.
Me too. Go shut that shit down. And then y'all ain't about to let that nigga do y'all like that.
They shut down. Yeah, they shut down some. Yeah. Like it was a couple shows where they was trying to come out with like these baby mamas, and they
definitely.
Well, they didn't shut T.I. down. His show stayed on for a minute. T.I. he got T.I. got baby mothers. He got kids with his wife, and he got kids with like
but not.
I thought it was just tiny.
Huh?
I thought it was just tiny.
No, he has
children are not. He had a child with his best friend.
He has 2 other baby mothers.
Yes. Yeah, 2 others, I think.
But that ain't like having 10 and 12 and 13 on that.
Well,
he's not promoting it.
I guess numbers matter. I guess numbers matter. But no, the question is, does Nick Cannon need a wet nurse, a night nurse, whatever? Absolutely.
Nick Cannon? No, he don't. She need the shit.
But he need to purchase it.
Darwin, I want to know, do you think Nick Cannon wants these children?
I don't think he does.
As far as what you mean, like to bond with them and be like, no, I don't think I don't think he's thinking like that. I think he you know, men think their value lies within making a baby and having sex, right? So the more and he, I think it's just deep, just real deep with certain men, and it's not as deep as other men. Like if I have a baby, that means I'm a man. Point blank. A lot of men think like that. Like the more babies I have, the more of a man I am, and that's just how men think. You know what I'm saying? And I think he just got it. Is deeply. He got it deep. He got it deep, man. You know.
So how do you guys think this coincides with his whole rah for the black community? I'm wearing a hair wrap and I she
does it.
NBA games.
Is he a walking contradiction?
That's what I thought. Like, isn't this counterproductive?
I don't think he knows who he is, because I seriously do think, you know, I think that Nick Cannon deals with some other issues. I mean, He tried to break off into music and rap. He was rejected. Okay. He was. I mean, Nick Cannon don't have bars. That's just
He
what
ain't in your top 5.
he ain't even in my top nothing. Like he don't have bars. Like that. Some people just got showmanship. Like he has found his calling, being, I guess, a young version of Steve Harvey. I mean, let's just be real. If you watch the last couple of even stand-up special Steve Harvey did before he started hosting heavily, his stand-ups wasn't even that funny. But Steve and Nick got something in common. They had sense enough to know that, you know what, this part of my career is wrapping up. I'ma head out. Let me find me something else to do. So, you know, they have the business swag and savvy to make a living. But just like we talked about in the last segment, just because you know how to make money don't mean you live in a fulfilling life. Nick Cannon had a very serious medical condition where his life was threatened. He lost a lot of weight. He went through a lot of body changes mentally and emotionally. Like at one point, nobody knew what was going on with him. And then when he was on camera, he just looked like walking death at one point. And then he started disclosing to folks what was going on. So my whole thing is this: when you're going through something like that in your life, and I don't know if he got the proper help or support or what, but sometimes that challenges the way people look and think about life, think and look at life. And obviously Nick was like, you know what? I almost died. Let me leave some remnants of me on the earth.
Well, Ms. Jovo,
the problem is he leaving remnants with kids that, quite honestly, he ain't in the household with them. And that's to me, that's a problem. Like, you know, if you intentionally doing that, I mean, that's a problem.
This nigga, he is intentionally doing this shit. He is wild as hell.
That's why I asked if you think he really wanted these kids. I didn't know what you thought. If he thought, you know,
I think he lacks awareness, and I think that he's doing something very impulsive that he don't know. Like, that's the thing about, like, that's what I say about like people who have kids, and then like the first 3 or 4 years of their life, especially in our community, we idolize these children. We put them all over social media. We dressing them up. Oh, this is my baby. If they come out a certain way, their hair look a certain way.
You ain't gotta do that.
They look
he
a
already
certain
got
way.
clout.
People idolize, and we idolize these kids, but then when they get older and they start thinking for themselves and they turning into their own little human, then they ain't as cute. Now they becoming best friends and they becoming problems. Like, we need our whole perception. Say that again, Darwin.
Is his parents still alive?
I don't know. I thought he grew up.
That's a good question.
I would like to see, like, is it like, because, you know, like, is the kid seeing any part of his family, like his uncles, aunties, grandmama? Right. Like what's going on? You know what I'm saying? Like, is he gonna go get a private jet one day and go pick them all up and take them? You know, like, what's going on?
I don't know. James Brown did, so
I haven't seen like him posting nothing about none of the kids.
Right. I mean, James Brown
posted a TikTok, or there was a TikTok going around where he had done, I think it was with the girl to the twin set that he has with Mariah Carey. I'm almost positive it was with her.
Oh, with Mariah Carey? Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
he did his oldest children, though, right?
Every now and again, you see like a little TikTok or a little fun something that
they pulled up on him. They pulled up on him. They pulled up.
I don't know, but Mariah, you know,
I don't know.
So according to Google, Nick Cannon was raised by his paternal grandparents and then moved in with his father, who was a minister, and raised by his dad. Stop.
I know you lying. You lying.
No, that's what he was Google it. That's what it says. His father is a minister.
See, sometimes they really believe that they are not that guy.
I'm just saying. I'm just saying. You know, I'm just saying. So I mean, you know, it's just quite interesting to me. Like, it just shows you where he is in his life for him to be. You know, all behavior has a background story, and it just show. You know, it just says a lot to me.
Nick, a wild boy.
I'm just saying. So, you know, it's just, I don't know.
A mess. What say you, Genesis, before we close this one on out?
I'm sorry, I missed that.
That's what I said. Did you have anything else to add to this one with Nick?
No, that's it. Wrap it up,
Okay.
Nick.
Okay. Well, we gonna on that note, we're gonna go ahead and wrap that one up. And basically, just make sure if you gonna go after, a rich baby daddy, don't be out here making yourself look crazy. Admit that you're getting them ends, bottom line. So let's go ahead and move on to emotional men. Now, I think I've heard this phrase like here and there around the interwebs and the internets. But Raven brought this up to me considering a couple clips that we've watched from a few different broadcasts. And she wanted to discuss it this time and kind of break it down. So I'm going to let you explain what it is first, Raven, and then I will introduce the first clip that you gave and you can explain kind of what you see there and then we'll discuss it.
Wonderful. I heard the term on the interwebs as well. I'm not gonna give credit. I don't know where I heard it from. I don't want to say. I heard it on Themis and Thoth or Themis. I don't know if it's an, but Themis Thoth, whatever. I think I heard it there first, but I'm not gonna say that he coined it. I don't know.
Okay.
I don't want to copyright anybody the wrong way. But I particularly chose that phrase because it seems like, and in the clips we want to show, it seems like men. Hold on one second while I close the door so you can't hear my.
He can hear.
Right. She just go head out on us like that.
Apologies. He's downstairs playing the game. And
sure. She's like, I don't want him to hear this when I talk about emotional.
No, I want him to be able to have his nevertheless anyway.
Go ahead, super fan wives.
Exactly. That's in my submissive bag. I chose the term emotional because it seems like, which we'll see in the clips, it seems like whenever men show emotion, it's not really emotion. It's human nature. It's just how men are supposed to be. This is how real men act. You're a real dude or whatever the case may be. So I have a few clips. It sparked it a little bit more for me because our homegirl Cannon was, or our co-panelist, not just homegirl, co-panelist, period, was on Rob B's, I think it was Sunday or Monday. Sunday show. I suggest you guys go check it out. It is a case study if I ever seen it.
Yeah, shout out to Rob B. I'm gonna put her channel in the chat. You guys should go head over there and follow that.
We love some Rob B over here. But it was just interesting because we often hear the trope that men are logical and women are emotional. So I went ahead and put emotional because obviously it's not emotions when men have them. So the first clip you will see, I think it's like 45 seconds, is maybe like a minute. But it's kind of what Darwin was doing earlier. Just like, it's not really what it is. It's just if I put a lot of words together, it's not that. Like,
okay. I love it. I love how you threw that in there. Yeah. Kind of how our resident male was mailing all
right.
Our
and it's
screen,
not anything. Represent for the males, my brother.
But okay, I'm gonna go ahead and share it, and then I'll play it, and you tell me when to stop, and then
okay, we're start. Yeah, go ahead, start it, because the guy in the blue hat's supposed to be talking first.
Okay.
And majority of men, if we being honest, we like hoes, big dog.
Critics are raving about.
Oh, we gotta add. Hold on.
Ooh, what movie is this? Oh man,
that's true.
And then once we be honest outside of that, we don't want our woman, our wives, the ones that we love to be hoes, but we don't want hoes to go away.
That's because we don't actually like hoes. We like fucking hoes. A lot of men like the idea. It's not the same difference. The difference in what I'm saying and what you're saying is one is an infatuation with hoes, and the other is viewing it as territory and conquest. Now that's an affliction.
Well, I different from what I said to right and the hoe.
All right. Okay. So what say you?
Okay, so I picked this one in particular because it's one of the most common ones we've heard, even with Nick Cannon, with PNB Rock, or not with PNB Rock, but like, the rap industry or whatnot. Men are supposed to be hypersexual. Men just are infatuated with hoes. So, of course, I looked up the definition of infatuation, and infatuation is indeed an emotion. Uh, so, if you are always wondering or looking for the next lay, you are indeed emotional or hemotional, considering when men are lusty, it's male's nature. Because as you can see, the guy was trying to like really explain how we don't really like what does that even mean? Like you don't like hoes. You're sharing your intimate body parts with them. You have to like you have to resonate, you have to connect with some part of that whole, to lay down and give that part to her. So again, if you are that infatuated, that enthralled, that emotionally attached to hoes that you just lay down with them. He used the word infatuation, which I thought was icing on the
He
cake.
did. He did.
Because that's the exact word I'm looking for. I was looking for. Normally, I just say lust because a lot of times men will characterize lust as men's nature, and that's not really men just being emotional. It's just men supposed to be lusty. It's supposed to be a little hot, spicy boys in the pants.
Okay. All right. Thank you, Raven. So, what do you all say? Who wants to go first?
Well, what is a whore?
Really?
Yeah, I mean, I'm pretty sure my definition is different from those men.
What's your
What's your
definition? You
definition?
talking about like the legal definition of a whore?
Please,
Yeah, I
please
mean,
grace us with your interpretation of the
I
situation.
think a hoe is just a lifestyle. I think a lot of men think
Whole
a
his
hoe
life.
is like a woman that sleeps around with a lot of different men. I think that's what they call a whore, but I don't call a whore that. So that's why I was asking the definition, like what they call a whore. I think a whore is just
I
a
don't know.
lifestyle.
He
What
sounded
do
like
you
he was
call
trying
a
to
whore
differentiate.
then?
It's a whore is like a woman that goes around sleeping with strangers, like for money, like they would call a woman that slept with 3 dudes in a year a whore, or they would call a
Oh,
woman
you're saying that they're
who
just
has casual
counting.
sex a whore with someone. They would call a
Okay.
woman who has casual sex with someone she likes a whore. I'm
Okay.
calling a woman who has sex with strangers for money
Like
or
just
whore.
under
Like that's
any
how she,
circumstances, that's always just ready
you know
to
what I'm
get this.
saying?
Okay.
So that's why I was asking, because it is a big difference when you define them. You know what I'm saying? Like they saying they infatuated with whores. Like they calling women who's not having sex with them whores because they're not having sex with them. That's what men be doing. So that's why I was getting a clear definition. But we can go with whatever definition y'all want to go with.
Okay.
I don't know. No.
No, I think that's so
Unless they talking
funny
about
because that's what I
prostitutes, then
hear
I don't know
whores
what we're
are
talking
too.
about.
Whores are typically women that haven't got smashed by the guy that's calling him a whore.
Exactly.
Right.
So that's why I can't even engage in this retardedness, because these dudes be saying stupid stuff.
Well, I think it's really my point was really about the fact that it's not seen as emotional. It's seen as that's just men are just supposed to be infatuated with hoes. That's just how it is. When instead of just saying it's an emotional behavior, or I mean everything is emotional, but men are. I guess I don't know. That's why I say he emotional.
Okay.
Impulsive.
Yes.
Impulsive. Like I get where y'all going with it, but every time, if I had $1 for every guy, because I do deal with the majority of men in my practice who who came into my office and looked me dead in my face and say, I'm a man, men are not emotional, I just have these reactions, or that's just in my nature. If I had $1 for every time I've heard that, I probably wouldn't have to work another day in my life. Like, we seriously got to take some responsibility on how, and Cannon talked about this before, even from the very beginning of us having our conversations together, the way we have socialized these young men to believe, like with gusto, that I have no emotional, I have no emotional being whatsoever. Like anything that you see me doing that remotely connects to emotion, oh, that's men's nature to have a reaction like that. Well, a reaction is emotional. Like, I don't understand. Like, you can't have behavior without a thought and an emotion attached to it. So
Emotions are for women. Come on now.
Like I don't. It just simply says that Miss Jovo gonna always have a job because I don't. That guy in that video clip, like the guy with the hat, I wanted to burst out laughing so bad because he said he was just basically like, okay, like you sleeping around. Okay, just say that. But don't be sitting here thinking, yeah, and I do this because, I'm a man and, this is what we do. No, that's what you was raised to do. And that's what you was socialized to do. And you probably lacking in other areas in your life. You are. I mean, I don't know. It's just so.
I think that's exactly close to what I was getting toward. I know that having a healthy sex drive is important. I'm not saying that you're not going to want to have sex, but I do think that this idea that you're always supposed to be, 2 seconds from busting a nut is, a sign that something else is going on. You might want to take a step back and figure out why you're always trying to lust. Because you could be desensitized to the actual interaction of sex. It is fun. Don't get me wrong.
You can control lusting.
I mean, well, infatuation, but yeah, you control your own infatuation, don't you?
We can all manage self-control.
I'm learning something.
Darwin, we can all manage self-control. The bigger question is, do we choose to? That's the bigger question. Men ain't got to be out here sticking a little, you know what, inside of everything that looks remotely, like.
Yes, they do, Miss Jovo. What are you talking about? They have to. What else? What you talking about?
I mean, God forbid they actually start again. And here we are, again with what I said.
How dare you deny them a life of happiness and boning everything that they want? What's wrong with you? What you trying to make them live a life of virtue and not live a life of access? What's wrong with
you? My bad. Like seriously, like it's just like the other gentleman on Rod's show was trying to show him that there is a difference. Like it's all behavior. It is. It really is. And the bottom line is that a lot of these guys, they ain't ready yet to face up to who they really are and what they've been doing. Mm-hmm. That's all of it.
I never really seen two dudes like argue. One dude call a woman a whore and say, talk about a whore that was really a whore though. Like they be talking about these women call them whores. They don't even be whores. That's why it's all funny to me. Because even in real life, when I had conversations with people, they be like, "Man, oh, she a hoe," and I'm like, "What she do?" Damn, how much money is she getting every night? Like, what's going on? Like, oh, she good. She done left me, and now she with this other dude. Nah, nigga, that's called moving on, nigga. You know what I'm saying? Like, she's not a whore. You know what I'm saying? Like, so I don't even be knowing what they even be talking about when they be having these conversations about. I don't like whores, or I'm not infatuated with whores. And all this. Like, of course you're not. Because y'all not mess with whores. Y'all not on the strip looking for whores. And well, maybe they are. Maybe they're infatuated prostitutes and like paying for.
They could be.
I don't know. Maybe.
I don't know. It's just so funny to me that they'll do that, but then get on these platforms and tell us how we not fit, feminine, and friendly. You gonna find fit, feminine, and friendly out there on the strip.
Two things can be true.
Which it is fair. What they say, take one to know one. You like they talking about the women you bumping into every night.
I'm just saying, but just like we say all the time, they always telling on themselves. And obviously, dude in the hat, he clearly got on Raw's show and told on himself. Like he out here for everybody, and he want us to understand that I'm not having an emotional reaction. Like I'm not reacting. This is just who I am as a man. And it's just like, what are you talking about? Like, obviously, you got to think about sex. Like, I'm just saying.
So, in your opinion, Ms. Jovo, if you wanted to have sex with lots of women, is that a bad thing? And actually doing it, is that?
No, I don't. The thing is that I don't think it's a bad thing. I just think
a bad thing. No, the lines get blurred when you start trying to sell me on you a different type of man, though.
Correct.
Like you out here, like you love it. You want it from like everybody that you bump into. Like she ain't even got to be, near you. You looking at her and you like done detected her and you like, yeah, I want that. Like, just tell me that you are a very sexual person, which, I know, Dar, when you're looking at me like, Miss Jovo, men are not going to do that. And I see it all over your face and I get it. So you ain't got to say it. But it's just like, my problem is.
Well, women ain't going to accept that neither, though.
But my problem is.
But that's what I'm saying. Like,
stop telling me
y'all hold on, wait a minute, pause,
when
Miss
you
Jovo.
really
Y'all
like,
keep saying that. But at the end of the day, I promise you, and you know just as well as I do, it's because y'all don't want us doing it. That's the only reason. Because if you say, I want to go do XYZ, then we're gonna be like, well, I mean, then that's what it's like. No. We're gonna be faithful. We're gonna be faithful to each other. No. I'm gonna not do it. You're gonna not do it. But then the whole wow, that's the only
reason. If you met a dude in the club and he was like, hello, my name is Casanova. I love to give women pleasure. I will give you pleasure. I'd like to freak on the women and please you. And they were like, saw these women and they just like, I'm a great lover and this is all I want to do. I just want to ravish your body and all this other stuff, right? And they tell you like this, you gonna be like, man, get your little freaky ass out my face.
Is he actually a great lover?
You won't know until you do it. So yeah, you going because you're curious already.
I mean, would you want to sleep with someone who's a great lover? Like, if you know that they're a great lover.
Don't all men say they're a great lover.
Great lover that's been all over the place, though.
The thing is, you can't use that as a random excuse because that is
I don't know what that analogy was
like,
about.
right. Like 9 times out of 10,
because y'all not going. The man was just telling y'all he just want to have sex.
He sounds corny. He sounds like a cornball. He sounds like he's coming off the top.
He corny.
No, it's the way you presented it. I don't know what was happening with that corniness.
What do you think? Because Genesis, like you
try to use my Italian voice.
Genesis, you are dating, right? Like you, dating. What do you think? Like
women
Darwin
do it all the time.
Yeah, Darwin just identified a scenario. Like, what are your thoughts on this?
No, not. Yes, you want someone that is a great lover. That's a given, but not a great lover because he's sexing everybody all over the place. But
I think it also depends on where you are as far as like where you are in your life too, right? Yourself. Like even with the example like earlier that Darwin brought up when he's like, oh, and then I said I'm gonna cheat. So we could the problem wasn't because you're sleeping with other people, because I mean, let's be honest, on these YouTube streets, you were sleeping with other people the entire time, and I was well aware of it, right? The problem was that it's like, no, we're going to be in a committed relationship now. And I'm like, no, the hell we're not. No, we're not.
Right.
That was the problem. Like, no, either it's going to be all play or it's going to be all business.
Okay,
ain't no playing. So
we're going to rewind it. I'm going to tone it down a little bit. So if y'all met a dude in the club and y'all saw he was attractive, and y'all was like, damn, I'll take him home tonight. And then y'all had a conversation with him, and then y'all get to talk, and he was like, "Yeah, I got plenty of women. I that's what I do. I love having sex with women. And y'all just get to talking about sex. He get to tell you about all the women he boned. Is y'all still gonna want to go home, take him home tonight and bone him?
But that's weird. Like, you're talking behind your zipper. You're talking behind your zipper. That is trashy. You're talking about all the women you done slept with.
Right.
Decorum.
Like who's
because
walking around
I'm gonna be on the
that?
next list. I think not.
Like that. Like the problem is not just knowing someone.
Because at the beginning, y'all said the problem is a man just, if you present yourself as this type of dude,
no, you don't have to sit there and say, no. See, you going from one extreme to the others again.
No, it's that you can't.
Black and white thing.
Only one way to present yourself if you
you can say I don't want a monogamous relationship. Right. I'm not gonna be in a monogamous. You don't have to be like, I just slept with this girl yesterday and I was just ramming it down her throat. You don't have to do that. What are you talking about?
Thank you. Where is the decorum?
I don't understand what you're saying.
Because a monogamous relationship, what does that mean?
That means that you're not only going to sleep with and be with that one person. You're going to and sleep with other people.
Right. So now, okay, boom. And then you come to find out that, like, damn, this thing, he's boning a different girl every goddamn day.
Why is you finding that out? I'm so confused.
Well, because y'all always talk about being honest. And we just talked about this. I'm not about to tell you everything. No, it's because
Okay, so we going back to this again?
You just said earlier.
We going back to this
if I
again.
leave something out, I'm a manipulator and I'm lying. So now I'm not leaving nothing out. I'm telling you.
Can I ask you something?
Now, y'all don't want the truth. That's my point. Y'all don't want the truth.
Darwin, can I ask you something?
Yes.
Okay, so you asked us, okay, if this happened and this guy said this and this, what would you do? When you asked us that question, were you looking for transparency? Yes or no?
Yes.
Okay. So it's just odd to me how the same person who is asking this question, looking for transparency from women on this, is the same guy who will say, I'm going to be selective in what I say to women. So it go back to what Cannon is saying, that the issue is you men, you all want to behave in a certain way, but then when you meet a woman who's doing the same thing, but she's being transparent or she's moving
just even want the truth. I just told y'all. Y'all said I'm trashy and all this other stuff.
But no, we do.
No, I'm not telling y'all the truth no more.
No, the problem is though.
You keep talking about the truth. No, hold on. Let me explain. No. Let me explain because he's talking about the truth. Like you're talking about oversharing. Those are two different things. Just because you're telling someone that you're not in a committed relationship with them and you're seeing other people, does not mean you need to go into detail about what you're doing with the other people.
You see how manipulative y'all women are? Now I'm oversharing. At first I was omitting. Now I'm oversharing. Y'all don't know
now
what
we
y'all want.
manipulative.
Y'all don't know what y'all want.
I can tell you what this woman wants, and I can only speak for myself in this moment. And this is what it was when I was dating. And yeah, like that whole idea of, good people get in last place, whatever. I held firm to my belief and my virtues before I met my husband. And I'm winning now. I got a husband. I got the one that I wanted. That's the thing. My whole thing is this. If we just understand that all of us are impulsive by nature, and in the behavior that Darwin is describing, that is impulsive behavior. Because literally what he said is, I am going to say whatever I need to say and leave out specific parts so that I can manipulate you into getting what I want.
No, I'm manipulating you so we both can get what we want. Because this is the truth. This is the truth of it all, right?
But I want a husband.
If a dude meets a woman and the only reason he want to bang her is because she got a big booty. Listen here. So this is the only reason I'm talking to you, because you have a big booty. Y'all do not want to hear that. But I'm telling y'all how men think. This is what men do. It only be one reason that we will talk to y'all or go out with y'all or have sex with y'all. Y'all can just have a big booty or nice titties. And this is the thing. So when we first make it known that we want to talk to y'all, we're not going to sit up here and say, I just admire your ass and I just would love to take you home. We ain't saying that
but
shit.
But you can say, I'm not looking, I don't want anything serious. That's easy to say.
Right.
This here. Y'all, okay, so what you... I don't want anything serious.
No, see, this is where this is
what should the man say?
No, this is what
would you like a man to say in that situation?
Because hold on, pause. Because you want to lie to as many women as you possibly can because you're trying to increase your odds of being successful.
Scratch that.
Because because you don't want to risk. No, you don't want to risk the women that are not going to agree to that. There are women who are going to agree to that. You just don't want to risk that. So you want to lie to all of them instead of finding the ones who will agree to it.
LOAs,
that's the point.
Do my LOAs. Talk to 100 women and one that go for it, then that's the one I get on.
So you mean to tell me you've never dated a woman that was okay with just being in a casual relationship with you? Go ahead and lie.
Yeah, and I didn't present it to her like that. Yeah, I had to make her understand what she's gonna get with this. Because women don't like to be in no casual relationship, knowing that the only thing.
So you think that you manipulated the woman into a casual relationship? Like she didn't want to get into one, but you manipulated her.
No. She doesn't want to be labeled a certain thing because society will label a woman that's having casual sex with men whores. So I understand why y'all
there are women literally doing that and they don't care. That's why these men are building platforms now to tell us y'all need to be held accountable. Like
don't
women,
care.
like this is
The
2022.
women don't care. They're
Tell
doing the
me
walk
you
of
don't
shame
believe.
proudly.
Right. Like it's some women, like I can remember even being in college and some of my friends, and when I first got married, I literally had girlfriends who were like, okay, this all I'm getting from him. Like I just need somebody on certain nights.
Glorilla
Do what
said
they
she
need to
for
do.
nigga free.
And then he need to go home. Like
Exactly.
Right.
Y'all
Thank
talking about one or
you.
two women
Right.
in college. I ain't trying. Okay, that's cool.
It's
All right,
and it's
we
grown
get it.
women who doing that
It's
now.
one out of
look
a million women that you can walk up to and say
Look
that
at the
to.
women who look at the women who possibly have been divorced or they're not in a relationship. Maybe they have children, their children are grown. They're in a place in their life where they live in their own home, they work in their own jobs, they have in their own life, they can come and go when they want to, but they need a itch that need to be scratched.
I'm not saying none of those women. I'm not saying women
He's
that have
full of
casual
it
sex
in
doesn't
either
exist.
way. He's
What I'm
full of
saying
it.
is the way
What
it is
women are
presented
you
is
talking
not how
about
y'all
then?
talking. It's not how it's ever going to be. The way
And I'm
y'all want it to
literally
be
telling you
presented
that
will
it
never
is that,
happen,
Darwin.
and not just for us, for
Darwin.
men, but for
I
y'all too.
just had this conversation with a friend of mine, and I'm gonna keep saying this, and I want black men to pay attention to what I'm saying. There are a lot of black women out there who do not desire marriage or relationships from y'all, and y'all need to be okay with that. Like, not
But y'all
everybody.
still don't want to be looked at just
No,
for ass.
Miss Jovo, forget what he's talking about. I'm telling you what it is, because they want to do what they want to do, but they want to try to keep you from doing it. That is the reason. It is,
And I believe that.
it is,
Exactly.
it is all about self-preservation. He's sitting up here trying to pretend like dudes is really out here trying to maintain a woman's level of self-security in
talking about if they really like the woman
in society. He's like, oh, I don't want them to feel bad in society. No, it's like, I don't want her doing what I'm doing, so I'm gonna tell her what I think I need to tell her. What
you? That's only if they like the woman.
What?
We talking about.
It don't matter if they like her or don't like her.
Once back to the same pathology.
They don't like her. Once they get it, they think they own it, and they don't want anybody else to have it.
It is territorial.
Well, you're probably right about those type of men. That's why I don't really relate to these men.
What?
I'm a Spartan. Okay. I don't do those types of things.
Not say
okay?
Spartan.
If I mess with a woman because she only got a big booty, I don't care who else she messed with. I'm not about to be stalking her. She's a one night stand.
Right now? Is it Crown Royal or Jack Daniels?
Darwin, why you on these YouTube streets fibbing like this? Why would you?
He can be married and have a side chick and see his side chick out on a date with somebody else and get mad.
And will pitch a fit, a whole fit. Dude,
what I just said
look
it
at
is types of men out there. I'm not one of them.
Right?
Look at Hoppo from Color Purple. Hoppo at his own establishment got his chick serving fish. She cute and light skinned, and here come his big bone ex-wife coming in.
Ain't got nothing to do with me.
I'm just saying, but that's how men think.
Yeah, I admitted to that.
That's how they
think.
think.
I said all this.
Right. So what I'm saying is, so you're trying to make it seem as if it's some type of mutually beneficial situation that men is out here moving like that. It's not.
It is. It is.
No,
that's
it's
my
not.
point. I'm glad you said that way, because that was my point. It is mutually beneficial. No, because most of y'all women will never have casual sex with a man if that's all he said.
We
was
just
all
told you was lying like 30 minutes ago.
Y'all have egos too. Y'all like to hear what y'all want to hear also. Y'all need to stop acting like y'all so gutter with it. Most women is not gutter with it like that.
Darwin.
Nah, y'all asses don't like being talked to a certain way. Stop it, y'all. Nah.
Darwin, I'm literally telling you right now.
Yeah, then go give him a hug.
No, I'm literally telling him right now.
About that one little thought in your college that don't count.
No, I'm talking about people that I know now too. Women who are in their 40s and 50s.
I keep trying to tell him Miss Jovo, and he don't want to listen. I know
you telling me. So you telling me they was in a club and a dude was walking to them like, yeah,
and say, I love that you a wife, Miss Jovo, but I don't want that life.
Miss Jovo, I don't even know why he's saying that he knows cutthroat women. He got some even in his family. Why he trying to act crazy? That's what I'm saying. I don't understand.
Y'all sit up here trying to argue with me about if these women exist. I agree, they do exist, but how they present it is not the way y'all trying to act like. They know they want dudes to still put on that show for them. They not just they don't want dudes to come straight to the point with
that they
gotta-
hold on, pause, hold on. You're saying that they
Uh-uh.
want dudes to pretend as if they want more of a
Yes.
relationship than what they want. No, that's
I-
not true.
I just said
I really-
relationships. I just said
I really want
relationships.
Genesis
I
to
did not
speak
say
on this
relationships.
because-
I said
No,
if the
I
truth
have
of the matter
single.
is, I only want to fuck you because you have a big booty. That's the only reason. I don't even like that. I don't want to see your fucking face. I'd rather put a plastic bag over your face and boom. That's the truth. That's how I feel. But I can't tell you that. Wanna know why? Because you ain't go for it. So guess what? Let me water it down a
Hey,
little
shoot
bit.
your shot and see who
But
won.
what I said is no. But what I said is, why? First of all, that's what I'm saying. You going from one extreme to another.
That's not extreme. That's light.
Yes, it
That's
is.
how dudes
No,
be really
first
feeling.
of all,
What you
no
talking
one,
about?
but no one likes to be talked to that way. But what does that have to do with you saying?
Thank you.
Hold on. But what does that have to do with you saying I'm only interested in this? I don't want any more than that. What's wrong with saying you don't have to be like, it must be ass because it ain't your face. Like you don't have to do it. Why? Why do you have to be so ridiculous with it?
No,
But you're still being honest. But you're still saying I don't want anything more than a physical situation.
I admire your booty, and I would like to take you home tonight.
Okay, but explain to me why you think that that's so drastically different. No, hold on. Explain to me why you think that that's so drastically different than just saying I'm only interested in a physical situation with you. I don't want anything more than that.
See, now y'all trying to tell a nigga how to say it.
No, I'm just asking you.
That's
why
not reality.
Is that different?
Okay, that's how you can say it.
No. She's literally asking you how is what she's saying different than what you're saying?
Because she's proving my point. She wants to be talked to how she wants to be talked to in order to go to bed with him.
Exactly.
That's my point.
Don't you?
Don't you? Yeah. I agree. So a dude will do that. However, he thinks a woman needs to be talked to. However, he thinks a woman needs to be talked to.
But we're saying that a lot of times instead of him just saying I want something physical, he's going to pretend like he wants something more than just
he's
something
going to say
physical
what he thinks the woman wants to hear.
Along. Exactly, and that's the problem.
That is a problem.
What are you not understanding?
My point, because I just said the same thing, but you tried to tell me I said it wrong, so I should say it like this.
No,
so therefore, men try to cater to women. That really
what I'm saying is that there's a difference in what we both just said, right? We both just said something that yes, we did. We both just said something that was the truth. You said I only want to F you because of your ass, and I said I'm only interested in something physical. Both of those things are
ass. I would like to take you home tonight.
But both of those things are true. You're saying a man is going to say whatever he needs to say, no matter what it is. It don't have to be true or not. And I'm saying that's the part that's the problem. And what don't you get about that?
No, because y'all be liking that.
No, you think we like that.
It's a new day and age now.
And Genesis, I want to know your perspective because you're dating. You're out there.
Yeah.
So I want to hear
I have
do what works.
I have single friends. I have one single friend in particular that has never been married, and she engages in casual sex regularly, and she engages in that casual sex with the understanding that it's just a one-shot deal, and if she sees them again, she sees them again. If she doesn't, she doesn't, and she's okay living her life that way. She doesn't have any children, never been married, and she doesn't seem to want anything different.
Y'all all got that one friend.
No, I think we're being disingenuous.
But why do we say it?
I don't think most women are having casual sex. To Darwin's point, I don't think a lot of women get attached. Come on now. It's a lot of women that want to sleep with the person for the rest of their life. Oh my God.
But see, this is the thing. And this was going on in our culture.
Women are turning the tables these days.
What I'm saying is, Raven, the point that I'm making,
they
Raven,
don't care about approaching the man for sex and letting him know that that's all she's interested in.
What I was going to say, Raven, is that I do think, just like in the case that men be wanting relationships and stuff too, right? They just want to play or whatever, or try to find the right person or do whatever. Contrary to popular belief, men also want connection and want a partner and different things like that. Women do too. I'm not saying that women don't, that women just act like I don't never want a partner. But what I'm saying is that this concept that women is just out here like, oh, I have to be lied to and tell me you want to be in a relationship.
Men
No,
do
they
what
don't.
works.
Especially over 30. No, the hell they're not. No, they're
Men
not.
do what works. If
works
men
up.
thought telling y'all the truth would work to get y'all in bed to have casual sex, we would do that. But since it doesn't, listen.
I've heard from plenty of men
like
who
a
say
predatory
that works
predator.
just fine. Again, to my point, like I said, y'all just want y'all cake and eat it too. Y'all want to keep the woman. Y'all want to be territorial. Y'all want to keep the woman on the leash.
That they go around.
Y'all want to. Y'all don't want to be worried about what she doing while you doing what you doing.
That's exactly what it is.
That's the bottom line. That is the bottom line.
And I just want to add to this too, because, and I really want to make this point to speak to what Genesis said about her friend. And I told somebody this online today and yesterday. This whole idea that eventually all women want marriage and security, and then that whole conversation we've had about, you know, these men on these spaces walking around telling Black women they're gonna die alone, which is a whole nother topic. Everything is not for everybody. And just because you can marry somebody and just because you have access to marriage don't necessarily mean you should do it. Not everybody is built for this life. I promise you they're not.
Okay,
they're not.
Question. Okay, so for those men who you say that works for, did you also have a follow-up conversation with them after they had sex with these women to see if the women's mind changed? Because I guarantee you,
I'm telling you that I have been in situationships.
These women are not as docile as
okay.
They be like,
I can tell you from personal experience. I have been in situationships where there has never been a conversation ever came up later, like, let's get into a serious relationship now. And I wish he would even try to present that. I would block him and change.
I'm not talking about you. I agree to Candace's point. I think men get caught up faster than women get caught up.
Later on,
I'm telling you that I've been presented with relationships like that I've agreed to, and I didn't want anything more from it.
I'm talking about these men that you just said was doing this with the women after they had sex with them. That these women want more.
But that still goes back to your selfishness. It still goes back to just like I have been in situationships and the guy has wanted more sometimes, and I didn't want more with him. But that's my choice and that's his choice. So now you can want more, but I don't. So let's go ahead and call it quits. This has run its course. Dudes don't want to do that. They want to string a person along for the rest of their freaking life like a freaking psychopath. That's crazy.
For whose best interest? Wait. Go back. No. Let's unpack this. Whose best interest?
Y'all
thank you, Jovo. Let's unpack this. Who's best interest?
Y'all fucking up a good thing.
No. Go back to what you said. The laughing is a defense mechanism to throw me off. You said for our best interest. This is the other conversation I think we need to have. Who told men in 2022 that it's your job to be in charge of what's in our best interest? Like we can't.
We providers and protectors.
Miss Jovo, stop feeding into his nonsense. We know, just like I said, it's to preserve their own ego and it's to preserve their own, territory and all of that. That's still goes back to that.
I was listening to Iyanla Vanzant the other night because I do follow her despite what everybody might think of her. And she has this word of the day, and her word of the day in particular was control. And she talked about she talked about how control, a characteristic of that is this fear. And I think it speaks to what y'all are saying, that men are now getting scared. They're getting scared because women are catching on to what's going on. And the thing is, there's a number of women, just like Genesis said, that they've caught on and they've said, you know what, all of that don't even matter. We both can serve each other needs, but don't get mad when I'm not at your ankle holding you from going to the front door. Like I'm literally gonna be pushing you out the front door because I got what I want. Obviously, you got what you want. Like this whole idea that women want this facade of, one way in front of their friends and one way, but he my man. That there are women, especially over the age of 40, because I keep telling y'all,
right
after you turn 40, it's like I'm gonna do this, and I don't care what nobody else says.
Right?
That's it. I don't care. Darwin, listen to what I'm saying, because I'm trying to give you the insight of a 40-year-old.
You talking about after they hold on. But did you hear what he just said? After they hurt and bitter from what? From y'all Negroes running around telling the lies that you claim.
You said after she had been in a bad relationship and came out of marriage, now she want to be like, of course you're not getting it. Of course you just want to have sex.
All this
Not true.
Who wouldn't? A man would do the same thing.
All of what Darwin is saying,
true.
all of this game, all this manipulation, all this, I'm gonna find a way to have my date to all that on themselves, especially if they are older men still out here manipulating women. You look ridiculous. You are showing you're showing how insecure you are. I literally had a guy friend tell me that he cheats and have sex because really, honestly, I want to still see if I got it. That is a sure red flag that, bro, like you have low confidence and low self-esteem.
But can his wife go? But can his wife go and see if she still got it?
Heck no.
Oh, okay.
Be ready to sign the divorce papers.
Oh, okay. Because she can't have an insecurity to try to see if she got a scratch.
Especially if she a black woman, because black women are not allowed to do certain things according to society.
And I would agree with you all to 100%. If y'all would stop acting like women ain't out here manipulating too. So that's my whole thing. You can't be because y'all
Darwin, you gotta pick a side. You just said we want to get married and we looking for husbands and we all trying to get we all manipulating.
Again, see, y'all gotta learn how to think. I've been saying manipulation ain't bad. We all do it. This is what happens in life. We got to stop acting like
what we're saying is it's some women out there who literally not manipulating and they literally telling y'all that you got what I want, but when you done, bro, I need you to hit
what woman you know don't manipulate?
Genesis.
What is you talking about?
Actually,
I am dating.
Slide up to the camera. But notes to some folks, there are actual humans who are assertive in stating and communicating.
Babies manipulate. So I ain't trying to hear what I'm talking about.
You don't have to. Once you pass a certain age, and I think what Ms. Jovo is talking about is true. Like I'm representing for the over 40. I am 49. I have been divorced before.
Shout out to the women in the 40s club.
Right. I have been married and divorced before. I am dating. And I'm sexually active. However, I am not looking for a husband currently. Because I'm not emotionally available for that. I don't want the responsibility of that. That doesn't mean that because I'm sexually active, I'm sleeping around. I have a favorite, but there is the understanding that what I do when I'm not with you is not your business. What you do when you're not with me is not my business either. And I'm not going to get mad if I found something out because there's already that understanding. Now, whatever they're doing, that's on them. Whatever I'm doing, that's on me. But I make that known from the beginning because I'm just not in that place. If you're looking for the woman who's going to plan to be making the wedding plans, I'm not her because I don't want that right now.
So, and I don't
want. That's why I want clarity on what is casual sex. Because my idea of casual sex is if I hop down on the fine man at the gas station, it's just because I wanted to see what it was talking about. That's my idea.
I'm not doing that. I have, as I said, a favorite, which is
right. That's like
casual. That is just not within the confines of a monogamous relationship.
Okay, I'm thinking like promiscuity. My bad.
That's right.
Genesis, I have a question. When you were married, did you ever manipulate your husband?
No, manipulate for what?
For nothing?
No. Well, let me go back. In my 20s, I've been married twice. In my 20s, yes. The last marriage, no. Like once you pass a certain age, that's out your system. It's like I don't have time for the game.
Think manipulation is bad. I get it's a negative connotation.
No, that's not what we're saying.
Or no, and that's it.
What we're saying,
my wife manipulates me. We manipulate each other.
No. hold on, pause. How
What
do
is
I manipulate
manipulation?
you, bro?
That's your
Darwin,
That's
what
perception
is
the
your
of
signs
it.
of
interpretation of
behaviors.
manipulation? Darwin, what is your
Yeah,
personal definition of manipulation?
exactly.
When you doing things to lure the other person in to do something that you want them to do.
Give me an example.
Like,
How
Yeah.
have you lured
Give
someone?
me an
wearing
example of
lingerie,
how.
I'm
No,
wearing
hold on, pause. Give
lingerie
me an
pants,
example of how I
yeah.
manipulate you. Give me an example.
He don't have one.
you know
When
what
she
you be
put that
doing.
sexy lingerie on
What do I
to
be doing?
lure you into the
No,
bedroom, then she
he
manipulates
calls
you there.
having he calls having regular expectations and having consequences for those expectations. He calls that manipulation. That's what he think is manipulation.
Oh wow. Oh, wow.
No, I don't.
Wow.
Yes, you do. Okay, well then
When women
well,
try to
then
make a
give an
man feel
example.
guilty, like he don't know nothing to get
You
what they
see?
want and stuff.
No, give me an example because I'm lost. Like make you feel guilty. How am I making you feel something when you in
Exactly,
charge of
thank
your own
you.
emotions?
Yeah, women do that all the time.
No. How am I making you feel guilty when you in charge of how you feel about something?
Because you can like overplay some things that happens and make it seem like you just so
like
hurt,
what?
like you
Overplay
hurt
what?
me so bad, and now you have to do something to make
No,
me
but
feel
what if
better.
it really
No,
did
damn
hurt her?
well,
Like if
I
you
didn't
went
do
out.
that.
No, hold on. No. Because it sounds like you're trying to have control over how someone interprets your behavior, but you don't have control over that. You do understand that, right?
No, you don't.
Nah, you're not about to play me.
No, I'm not playing you. I'm actually having
my wife be manipulating.
No, I'm stating the facts. If
Me
you
too.
do something,
I'm stating the facts too.
I'm gonna give you an example. If you have a man and you have husband and wife. Okay, say husband, and y'all follow me. Husband in the beginning, they have both agreed that infidelity, that's a no. We're not gonna be out here sleeping with different folks. Like we have a covenant and commitment with each other. Right. But then later in the marriage, husband goes out and he has an affair. Okay. She interprets that as pain and hurt. Her telling him that you hurt me, that this is pain, like that is her sharing how she thinks and feels about what you did. If you feel guilty about what you did, that is on you. That is not on us.
I just said y'all speak of manipulation as a bad thing, and you just use the cheating example. Like it's not about being bad, but like I said, if I want something out from my wife, I know how to get it. Then I'm gonna manipulate my way to get it, even if it's just
but what are you gonna do to get it?
Something. If I want her to wear something that I want to wear, if I want her to do something I want her to do that I know she don't want to do, yes, I'm gonna manipulate a little bit.
No, that's not manipulation.
That's what I'm talking about.
That's not manipulation. That's marriage. That's marriage. That's compromise.
Okay.
I told you that. I told you that he has a
ain't no manipulation in marriage, huh?
No. He has a skewed idea of what manipulation is. That's all.
See, yeah, that's it. And my thing is this, and this is the other thing I want to say, and I'm glad you mentioned this. People who think that married folks get up every day of the week and they want to be married every day that you wake up next to somebody, please stop. Like that is not our reality. We have ups and downs just like everybody else.
You said that's marriage. You just
okay. I want to interject something. Wait a second.
What she's saying is that you have.
Wait a second. Wait.
Darwin. If my husband go out, I love ribs and brisket. Shout out to Southern Barbecue. If my husband go out there and he barbecue us a feast, okay. And then the very next day, I pack him a breakfast and a lunch
as reciprocation.
That's reciprocation. That's not manipulation. That ain't manipulation.
I have a question. Okay, so maybe not to this situation, but just in general. So I have some older relatives that can be a little guilt trippy, and so I often make the joke like, "Oh, I wonder, what it's like to be married to a person like that would just guilt trip you over like, minuscule things like." You miss this Sunday dinner. You obviously don't love the family. It's the worst thing in the world. You hate everybody over here. Like, girl, take a chill pill. I'll be there next Sunday. Like, relax. But I often wonder how that would translate in a relationship. Like, would that person be guilt tripping their spouse in the same way? Like, if I'm your great niece, like you guilt tripping me, like, girl, I owe you
can't guilt trip people.
Well, that's what I was saying as far as like manipulation, because it feels like like, I'm not gonna say if someone, guilt trips me, that means that they're guilt tripping their spouse. I don't know. But I do think there is something to be said about how women can be manipulative in relationships. Maybe not to this point, because I don't know what y'all was situation.
No, you can't. No,
but it just made me think about it.
No, the thing is that you can be manipulative in relationships. That's what we were talking about. When you're omitting things, when you're not being honest, when you're doing things only to get a certain reaction or to just try to basically, like you say, manipulate the other person. Like your manipulation is tricking people. Like you're tricking them. Like you manipulate them.
You want them to believe you committed, but you really not. Or
correct. Like so, yeah. So men and women can do that in relationships, right? They could both do that. But what are you calling manipulation in a relationship? Like that's the question,
right?
And so that was the whole thing, and that's what I always say about him. Like he thinks anytime he feels bad, then now he's being manipulated.
Right. No, that's why I was trying to take it away from y'all went down a rabbit hole I was not prepared for. I was thinking about when he originally said women are manipulative in marriage, I immediately thought about my older female relatives. Like, girl, if you guilt tripping me like this, and I know Mr. Charles going through it. Like, because Jesus, he didn't get the mail out of the mailbox, now he the worst husband ever. So I do think that, to his point before y'all went down that rabbit hole, that sometimes women can be a little bit manipulative in relationships too.
Right. But I don't know what happened is that really manipulation, or again, like she said, you control how you feel or respond, not the other person.
Exactly.
So
exactly. And that's the thing. I'm gonna tell you something. Y'all being with the same person for over 20-something years.
Thank you, Darwin. I feel manipulated right now because I know guilt tripping is a real thing.
Of course, you're not going to admit it.
Okay,
I know guilt tripping is real. Like people.
I never said it wasn't. Let me just
say I was about to say y'all trying to gaslight me.
No, that's just marriage.
But no. What I said was just marriage. But if you feel bad about what you did, and I'm not sitting up there, I'm telling you. One time, I'm a person.
I said you try to make me feel bad.
No one can make you feel bad though. You choose to feel bad about what you did. That's the thing. When in my example that I use, when you was out there cheating or whatever, and then you get caught, because that's usually when people start feeling bad and guilty, is when they do get caught up in the behavior and somebody holds them accountable. Then however long you choose to beat up yourself, that's you. But when men are going out, buying bags and here's my credit card, baby, or what do I need to do to get back in good graces? That's all on you. That's you.
I'm saying stuff.
Should have thought that out before you decided to cheat, homeboy.
It's like this. Say I don't feel like doing a chore or something like that. So okay. I'm gonna downplay how I'm gonna act like I'm sick or so tired from days work from yesterday.
That's manipulation,
right? That is manipulation. But hold on. But if you are actually tired, but if you are actually tired,
that's the thing that y'all can always be like, but I really was. So you would never know, but I be knowing.
But my thing is, why not just tell your wife, usually I know I'm consistent with doing A, B, and C, but I'm tired. Like last night, my husband was like, I am exhausted. What did I do after, I made the meal, but then I did the dishes and took out the trash. Don't make him a bad husband, but he verbalized that he was tired. I picked my battles. I'm not going to sit up here and aggravate this man about, well, normally you do this. He done had a hard day at work. If he's verbally telling me that, babe, I'm tired, I had a long day, this is what happened, then I'm going to pick my battles. That's it. That's all of it. Why we pretending? Why we got to say all these things and condition what we say to stay in good graces or out of fear of my spouse might react in a certain way if I don't do it?
Okay, y'all women don't manipulate. Just
it ain't that ain't what I said. See, now
we already talked about
I am promoting assertiveness in relationships because I've been with the same person for 20-some years, and I can tell y'all that whole pretending and trying to sit back and verbalize how you gonna say something so you don't make this other person mad or so you don't get upset. Just say what the heck needs to be said. It will save you some heartache in the end. That's all.
So do you think that emotion is called anxiety or something else? Okay, because that's what I was thinking. It sounds like anxiety to me.
Because a lot of people have issues, like to Raven, to your point, for example, if you come from that family where everybody's always guilt tripping folks to get what they want, don't be surprised when you bring that behavior into a marriage. And that's why I tell people to get marriage counseling before they get married, so you can learn attachment styles, communication styles, and how to talk to each other when you're upset with each other and when you're in good graces with each other. Assertiveness always wins. Period. This passive aggressiveness, this whole I got to say it this way so they don't get mad, or I got to say this and da 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 da. I learned that lesson the hard way. So I'm telling y'all from experience and these gray hair in my heads. Stop manipulating people. Just be honest about who you are and what you want from your partner. You will be amazed at the results that you get.
Yeah.
This is not a game. Like, you left the game when you decided to get married. Now you married, and now you in what Genesis described with describing her dating and single life. We on some grown folk shit.
Exactly.
Like, leave that out there for the game. Leave that out there for the game.
And
that's like trying to play tackle football in a rec league.
And the thing is I think most people, especially once you get to a certain age, you just want to know what you're dealing with. Like, that's it. You don't want to be blindsided. Right. You don't want to be thrown out. You just want to know what you're working with and dealing with. And my whole thing is, if you do have an insecurity to say, well, if I bring my whole self to this situation, or I expose really who, then they're not going to want me. Then that should tell you something. Like, either the person really, you're not a good fit for that person. You're just pretending like you are. Or the second part is it's the insecurity that you have. Like, you're not totally confident in standing on who you actually are. You're still bringing a representative to the relationship. That's just the reality.
And my whole thing is this: if you're trying to be who you were before you were married, and that crap didn't work out for you when you was out there in them streets, then why are you trying to be the street version of you in a covenant and a committed relationship? Like, that's like putting an Amtrak train on an old railroad track and then expecting to get from point A to point B. It makes no sense. Like, people need to level up in how they're behaving.
Well, it worked out for me. Did no one get the real version of me but my wife? So all the people I was dating back then, they got my representative. And so they don't know none of the stuff that my wife knows about me.
And what I'm speaking to y'all is a lesson I had to learn with my own husband. Shout out to Mosley, because he told me this. Like, he looked me dead in my eyes. Like, if it's something that you want from me, just tell me. Don't beat around the bush and don't think you got to do all this different stuff to say this is what I want. I am your husband. And see, this is when the conversation of protection and provision come in. Because see, if you're a protector and a provider, you're going to protect and provide a space where we can talk to each other, and vice versa. That's just what it is.
That's true.
We ain't gonna be out here in these streets like playing Morse code on what we want. Like, just we had this conversation, Darwin. We were talking about, the sex in the bedroom. Like, if she wants something, like, this 2022, she should have the right to tell you that, hey, stop like pounding me. I got lower back problems. Like, let's make sensual love. And then if you want a rim job before you go to work, then you should be able to look at her and say, hey, babe, I really like this before we go to work. And just do it. Just Nike, just do it. People tell you what they want all the time. This ain't no trick book. This ain't no,
I wasn't talking about in marriage.
What we talking about then, sir? Because
I agree with everything you just said in marriage. I agree.
Assertiveness is going to win always.
Even in dating, it's so simple.
Right. You have to date first to get to the marriage. You're gonna build a faulty foundation on the dating.
And that's why I thought that was, you won't be manipulative.
You're gonna say it's okay if I lie at the beginning all that time I get to know them, then I'm gonna tell the truth. Now you a liar, Negro. What is you talking about?
See, that's why Clark Kent and Lois could never get together, because she went back and forth.
I think I got it good.
From Superman to Clark Kent.
That's why
they never marry and make no little Supermans, because who gonna be in a marriage with three people and two of them folks belong to the same person?
Well, you have to understand my perspective on it, because I was spoiled. I had the opportunity to marry my best friend, so I didn't have to date her to get to know. We already knew each other, so I didn't have to go through that courting stage. But when I was out there dating women, I was just really
you do. You do have to go to that courting stage because you got a wife.
Not the traditional. Like, I'm going out and I meet a woman at the bar and now have to start over from the beginning to get to know her. She already knew a lot about me before I gained interest in her. Like
So why do you say
her
you
for
spoiled?
like over 15 years before we even did anything like that. So she already knew my foundation. I already knew her foundation. So, but when I'm talking about like when I was going to the club and talking to them, I wasn't like giving them information about me. I was like being, because that's all I want. I didn't. Nah, it was just dating. I didn't know how to like. I wasn't trying to do all that shit. I was just dating the bone. That's it. That's it. That's all. That's it. That's all.
But then he kept a whole gaggle of friends to also date and bone.
Sounds like infatuation.
They wanted to be friends.
Exactly. I can't stand you because you're just trying to act like all I was doing. No.
I can't listen.
It is okay to reflect on past behavior and identify how you leveled
so
up.
if y'all bone somebody and it comes to find out that I like them, they like being around me, we can be friends, go out and hang out. That was cool too. I mean, I'm not knocking it. I mean, whatever.
No, what I'm saying,
they didn't know shit about me though.
Wait. Okay.
What they knew about me? Like my name or something?
Darwin is obviously.
They didn't know what my religion was. We never talked about church. We never talked about.
Look, I'm gonna tell you from a therapist perspective. Everybody I've come into
my shoe size or something. What you talking about?
Who give me this kind of cutthroat attitude about how cutthroat they were out there in the dating world.
Exactly.
Ain't nobody that cutthroat.
Exactly.
Nobody.
I'm talking about stuff that that's what Gio in that corner acting like I'm not telling the truth or something. I don't like that.
I'm in the corner.
Yeah, you go.
Hey, all I'm saying is this: assertive communication, whether you marry or whether you're dating, it's gonna always win. That's it. Mm-hmm. Genesis is a perfect example. She has clearly stated out the objectives and the expectations of her situation that she got going on right now. Am I right, Genesis?
Absolutely.
She assertively stated that, and everybody knows where they stand. Ain't no confusion, ain't no facade, ain't no manipulation. He getting what he wants, she getting what she wants. This is what grown people do. I'm sorry, like I hate to keep referring to that, but as you navigate yourself through certain relationships, you start to learn that the more assertive you are in communicating what you need, the better off you're gonna be. Period. Mm-hmm. You know how many men I have counseled, Darwin, who go through all this drama with all the women in their life, all because they passive aggressive and they think they got to manipulate to keep everybody in the situation happy. That's why some men with this whole baby mama drama, they trying to keep everything quiet or they want everything to go their way. When only if you would just use assertiveness, be honest with everybody.
I think men would really like to be honest with y'all if we knew we could still have sex with y'all. I think men would really do that if we didn't. If we didn't have to lie.
You got 4
women are just as sexual as men, though. Where do y'all get that from? Women want it just like men. And most times the women know within a few moments after meeting you whether or not she'll give it to you.
That's it. But see, Genesis, this the thing. I want to believe that Darwin don't know that, but Darwin know that.
He do know.
He know that.
So y'all gonna say it though. But y'all gonna say it. Y'all be telling me like, hey,
Miss Jovo, he knows, but again, it goes back to what I said. The men still want to be able to keep you on a leash while doing what they want to do.
If y'all didn't leave it up to the men,
because their ego can't handle you doing what they're doing. So that's what it goes back to. He does know that. He does know that. He can just try to make it seem like no man can't sleep with no woman unless he lie to her, manipulate. That's not true, and he knows it. The lying and the manipulation is pretending to be more invested than you actually are because you want to get her more invested into you to feed your ego.
I'm just talking about the presentation of how it gets developed. The beginning stage of that relationship. Yes, I understand women like casual sex. I understand. I'm saying I know y'all like casual sex, but y'all don't like how it's presented to y'all. And that's just
you don't get to control that. You don't get to control that. You need it.
What I get control that?
I know, y'all still don't like how.
Won't y'all present it? But my thing is this: don't men present the relationship status before? Women is not aggressive like men. So if y'all leaving it up to us to establish it, y'all don't like our communication and how we do it, right? So 9 times out of 10, it's gonna be all messed up in a way that y'all like
So what you're saying
like she said,
is,
oh, that was corny as hell. I get
okay,
it.
okay, hold on.
Get
So
your confidence up and shoot your shot. That's what I'm
So
telling
what
you.
you're saying is that if men were transparent about what they wanted from women, or that the only way that women tend to sleep with men is if the woman has to believe that the man really is invested in her.
Yes.
Is that what you're saying?
Yes.
No.
Okay.
That is a lie from the pits of hell.
I get it.
No.
It is some women out there.
Right.
It's
Okay,
aggressive and cutthroat.
Mm-mm.
I get it.
Okay,
I
bro.
do know that. But majority of the women is not about to be going like that. And because if y'all was, we wouldn't do what we do. We not
I
gonna
just
act
told you
out.
why y'all do what y'all do.
No,
I
I
just
think the
told y'all
disrespect
do
is
what y'all do
promiscuity.
because you
Because
get
it works.
an ego
Because
boost.
it works.
No, because
Y'all
you get
promiscuous.
because you get an ego boost from having her be invested in you. That's what y'all looking for. Y'all want to try to get as many women invested in you
That's after
as
we like
possible
y'all.
to keep,
That's
to
after
keep
we
your
like y'all.
ego. No,
That's
it
after we
doesn't
like
matter
y'all.
because y'all have a big ego. Y'all are territorial. Y'all don't have to like the woman to not want her sleeping with other people. So stop lying. You don't have to like a woman to not want her sleeping with other people.
Really?
It's your ego. You feel some type of way. You feel some type of way if it's a woman you're sleeping with, and you
Now
see
I think it's y'all ego now. Because y'all think every time a man has sex with y'all, he like y'all. So
I didn't
think
say
it's
that.
y'all
I don't know
ego
where
now.
you just got that from.
Absolutely not.
I don't know where you just got that from.
Absolutely not. I can tell you from personal experience.
I just said if you don't like the woman, okay,
I didn't want them to like me. No,
I'm explaining to
I'm
you.
sorry. I don't know where that came from.
All of us women are on this panel explaining to you, and I'm explaining to you from what my experience, what I've learned is that I've learned that the men who are manipulating me, or I learned when they were being manipulative and why, it was literally because they wanted me to be a kind of way to them, not because they were scared that I wasn't going to sleep with them. That wasn't the case. It was because they wanted me to be all enthralled in them and all this other stuff because they wanted to keep me on a leash.
They liked
period.
No, not because they liked her, because they were feeding their ego. And can I just say this? Let me get to the camera too. Let me say, brothers, let me just say this. Women are literally telling y'all nowadays, this what we want. Like we have outlined, like it's a few of us women, we're telling you, just like on this panel, this what we want. Mm-hmm. Stop saying because you X, Y, and Z, or you have this many baby mamas, sister mothers, cousins, or whatever, that you know how women were and that we're lying. If I'm literally, especially if she over 40, not to say nothing about the women who are under 40, but you know, just like what me and Genesis was saying, if she's a woman of a certain age and she's in a place in her life where she's being upfront with you, please take the cotton, put the cotton in your mouth and take it out your ears and listen to what she's saying. Like, start listening when people are talking to you, especially if it's women that you are pursuing. Like, she's literally giving you the answer. Like, this is exactly what needs to happen, or this is what I want from you. And just do what she's telling you to do so you can get what you want and she can get what she wants. Like this
what they want is they want you to be into them while them not being into you. That's what they want, and they know that they can't get that by not giving it. So they're gonna pretend to give it so that they can get it.
Now I'm all with y'all with the behaviors and stuff like this, but I am not agreeing with nothing you just said about how women know what they want. This that women when it comes to relationships, hell no, I'm not going. No, y'all don't be knowing what y'all want.
And here lies the problem. Here lies the problem because y'all steady be trying to tell us what we want instead of working on what y'all need to be working on for yourself.
Exactly.
This the problem. This the problem. This the whole problem.
Yep.
That's the whole problem.
Like I know women been trying to get a cheat codes. Yeah, they don't, but they don't want it because again, they want
Venom.
Women be knowing exactly what they want in relationships.
But it's always just like y'all say, we always got that one friend. It's millions of y'all dudes out there.
They just
who you got the cheat codes, but because you trying to prove something to ego and personality and feed all these defense mechanisms that you've been socialized to have, I ain't gonna use the cheat codes. I'm gonna prove to this woman that my way is the way. And it's just like, dude, get over yourself.
Except for the part of choosing and knowing what type of man y'all want. I think y'all have bad decision making skills when it comes to picking y'all men.
Y'all still
for the
sleeping
most
with
part.
us. Yeah, y'all are still sleeping with us. That's what we talking about. Like y'all are still sleeping with us. And this the thing. Like stop. I mean, if you're gonna be smashing, cool, smash them. But don't be like literally on YouTube. These dudes, like I swear, the woman they smashing probably on the other side of the camera, and they sitting up here telling me you need to pick better. Like, what are you talking about? Like, I don't understand.
Well, when we first started off tonight, I think I first said women be having everything together, education, family values, all this stuff, except for when it comes to picking that man. I did say this. Now, I'm not saying what the man do in a relationship, he shouldn't be accountable for. I agree. He should be held accountable. But when y'all picking men and when y'all say y'all want this type of man, y'all be getting the opposite of what y'all be talking about. Y'all want.
Because y'all be doing exactly what you just admitted to doing before, manipulating and lying and telling a woman whatever you think she needs to hear to get what you want.
Darwin, and then you just say, Darwin, didn't you just say that?
How somebody supposed to pick better from some damn lies and manipulation?
I'm just saying, and then Darwin, didn't you just not say your wife basically told you when she found out that, you know, while you were pursuing her, that, oh, you got all this other stuff cooking on the side, and she literally said, I'll holler, I'ma head out. And then you literally said you got mad because she said, I'ma head out. So how we gonna pick better when y'all realize what y'all doing? Y'all just don't want to change what you doing.
Exactly. Thank you. And Ms. Jovo, this was my whole point with that, Ms. Jovo. He and I were dealing with each other just fine, casually, up to that point, right? He's the one came like, okay, let's be in a monogamous relationship, or let's try this actual relationship, but I can't guarantee I'm gonna be. Why are we trying a relationship? If you like, what are you talking? Why can't we just be doing this?
Okay.
That sounds like coach. That sounds like coach. Coach, put me in the game. Put me in the game, coach. But
you didn't come to me and say that.
That was my resolution for what we was talking about. I was like, okay, cool.
Did you come to your wife to manipulate her to still be strung along?
Yes.
I mean, did you tell her that to just string her along so you could still play on the side?
What?
No, don't do that. Don't do that. Don't do that. See, I deal with people every day, and I just saw the look on your face. You want to say yes.
Did you feel like the casualness was running its course or whatever? So you were trying to amp it up to try to continue to string that relationship along further.
We was having a conversation. We was having a conversation about what she wanted.
This is a yes or no question, Darwin. I don't. This ain't math, bro.
I said no.
Oh.
We was having a conversation about what she wanted, and I wanted to get. I truly, genuinely wanted to give her what she wanted because that's what I wanted to. But I just knew I wasn't ready, so I was as transparent as she wanted me to be because she also
were you really ready though? But were you really ready?
No,
I wasn't.
Did you? So why would we say this is what I want? Did we want Cannon and did we want what was on the side, or what? Or did we want to try to get? Huh?
I can want both.
You can, but what you can't get upset about is when the other person says, "I know what you want," and the answer is no.
I can't get upset. See how you gonna try to tell me
why you
how
getting
to feel?
upset?
You just told me I can't be telling you how to feel. That's how I felt.
But your behavior is saying you can. That's just like people who get married and they say they value their spouse, but then they break every covenant that they made with their spouse. But you say you value your wife or your husband. Do you really? Because valuing, like actually honoring your value means you got to be a person who lives in principle, right? So if I say this is important to me, then I'm going to live a life in a certain way that shows this is important to me. So I ask you again, good sir, is this what you, in the moment, did you think, okay, this is what I wanted? But then like when I'm not in front of Cannon, now I want this, like were you in a place of uncertainty?
No, I was in a place of, I was assuring her, this is what I want, but I know I will be cheating. I'm not ready for it. Just because you want something, that don't mean you're ready for it. So that I wanted a marriage. I wanted to be exclusive to her, but I just knew I wasn't ready.
So was that not a clear indication to you to say, you know what, I need to get ready?
Yeah, it was.
Great. That's all I'm
still
saying.
was mad. I got ready.
Yes.
I understand my feelings. However, I came to develop how I felt. I'm not saying it's wrong or right, but that's how I felt. I can't.
And that's all we asking your counterparts to do.
That's how I felt.
Look, that's all we asking your counterparts to do is to acknowledge that, okay, there is a point in time where I want my cake and eat it too, but I understand that if I say I value this, like if I want this to go to a different level, my behavior has to match up with I want this to go to a different level.
Listen to me. I said I am selfish. That's what I said at the beginning. I said I am selfish. I don't care. I didn't care people was getting hurt.
You used to be.
I know,
but you dealt with your selfish behavior because you knew you couldn't go into marriage being selfish.
Exactly. So when I was out there doing, I lived it up. I did the most damage I could do.
Absolutely. So and for you to think,
I was sowing my wild oats. I didn't give a damn.
But for you to think that, but for you to think that women don't know this, like we don't have insight to this. You looking at somebody who literally married the party boy from college. That's who I married. Y'all seen the pictures when we went out? Y'all seen it? They was wilding. They was wilding. Yeah. But what he understood was to get this, you gotta have a change in behavior.
No, I'm gonna tell you what it was. He didn't like he didn't want to be able to be picked up and put down whenever I felt like it. That was the whole point. That was the entire point, because that's more so I would say is what it kind of was. You know what I'm saying? So it's like okay, I don't want it to be volatile where, you know, when she's interested in somebody else or she doing something else, I'm put down. So that's why it's like, okay, come on, let's go ahead and do this thing. Like, no.
But my thing is this: y'all trying to absolve women from how we interact with you all. We interact with you all in a way that y'all allow us to interact with y'all because we're getting what we want. So why would we change? If we know that we have to say certain things to make y'all feel a certain way to sleep with us, that's what we're gonna do. And until y'all change, y'all respond to us,
that's not making any sense. Anybody who knows human behavior can be out here lying and manipulating people, and then be like, why they let themselves be manipulated? Like, if you're a liar and you're a manipulator, you're just gonna change whatever, you're gonna mold into whatever you need to in order to manipulate and lie. So what
you just said all y'all wanted sex too. So that's what I'm saying. Y'all what's the point?
No, I said no.
What you care about? I said no. Sex anyway.
No,
why you care about my morals and all this?
I said, hold on, pause. No,
that's all I wanted was sex.
No, so I said no, sir. I said just like men want relationships with women too. They do. No matter how much y'all try to lie and just act like y'all just cold-hearted, don't ever want a partner, whatever. That's why y'all out here getting married. That's why, because obviously you want relationships too. That's why you're in a relationship now, because obviously at some point you wanted one. Women do too, because we're humans. Humans are social creatures. We do want relationships, but that doesn't mean that we trying to have one with every single person that we encounter. But what I'm saying is, what y'all do is try to pretend that you're that person because you're trying to get something out of that lady at that moment. You're trying to get more from her. That's the whole point. Then just sex. So don't try to pretend like it's just trying to get the sex. No, like I said, you want the investment.
Be adding up. Y'all still be playing along with that shit.
What
the man actions don't be going along with what he's saying, and y'all still be going.
But see,
when y'all actions don't align with what y'all say y'all go do, we cut y'all ass off real quick.
Wait, but this the thing. This the other part of the conversation too.
And see how long that.
But see, this the thing. Hold on, this the thing. This the other part of the conversation, because I'm glad that you brought that part up, because that's literally why this quote unquote black manosphere exists. Because see, it's like if we didn't go along with it, now we're not submissive, cooperative, and fit and friendly and all this other crap that they try to sell us on. See, this is the thing. Okay, I'm gonna go back to what I originally said. If everybody would just what now?
You about to admit that y'all be manipulating? Because you just said y'all.
No, I never said. Wait. So this is the thing. I never said that women don't manipulate. You never heard me say that. What I'm telling you is that when people don't clearly state what they desire and need out of certain relationships or all of these ships that we are part of, chaos is bound to occur. Just like shout out to Big Cap in the chat. Y'all dang well, if men said they just wanted to clap cheeks, y'all would have a fit. That's why some men run game. No, men run game out of a lack of awareness, and some men just run game because they don't listen. They think they run a game and they think they know the game when they really don't. There is no game, especially when you're dealing with, again, people of a certain age. Like, there are some assertive adults out there who are telling you exactly what they want, but y'all are steady complicating things by trying to pretend and assume that this person wants this, this, and this. This is how chaos occurs. This is how chaos occurs.
So do women go more so off what men say or what men do?
Depends on the woman, and it depends on their understanding of behavior.
See, that's the problem. That's the problem.
Now, when I was younger, Darwin, I would go off about of what people would say and what people would do. But the older I got, I started to understand that when people are actually showing you what they're doing, like they're showing you through behavior, this is who I am. I started believing folks, and it saved me a whole lot of heartache. Like, I'm just saying, like all the work people put in trying to, not trust certain people. It's easier to trust folks than it is to not trust them. Trust them to be exactly who you think they're going to be. And then you ain't going to get disappointed. Like, manage your expectations.
All I'm
manage
saying
your
is,
expectations.
It's a game out here. You either go get played or you ain't get.
Everybody gets played at some point. We need to get off of that too.
And when you dating, you either go play the game or you ain't go play the game. And if you play the game, you got to play the game. You can't be AA. You got to be cutthroat.
Well, not even that. You just need to be clear on what you want.
No, if you play the game, you're not going to be clear what you want.
But that's what I'm telling you. That's what I'm telling you. That's the problem. People are not clear on what they want, and it causes chaos in relationships. And then people be running around here wondering why they're not getting what they want.
If your goal is to be in a relationship.
No, you can be clearly. Genesis is somebody who's not in a relationship, and she has clearly stated assertively.
This is a relationship, just not a relationship that she's not in a like
Genesis. Are you in a relationship?
Partnership relationship.
No,
she has a relationship with this man. Whether just sex or whatever it is.
You heard what she said.
Relationship.
Are you listening to what the lady just said? No. She said she's not in a relationship.
See, I understand these words get people all messed up and stuff like that. Yeah, it's not a relationship. She has a relationship with somebody, not a marriage or a couples thing. Okay,
she doing what you said guys do.
The relationship I have with my friend, that's a guy. We have a relationship. It's not a boyfriend relationship, but it's a relationship that we have established as friends.
But I'm asking you, you were Genesis at one point dating, right?
Yeah.
The person that was your favorite or you were sleeping with, were you in a relationship with them? No. See, that's what I'm saying. You men, y'all have a perception on how women are supposed to see it versus men. And I think in y'all mind, y'all think if we sleep with y'all, we think we have some type of emotional connection to y'all. And that's just not true. Like Genesis clearly just said.
I didn't say she had an emotional connection. She doesn't have an emotional connection or whatever. I don't know. If she says she don't, she don't. I don't know. But she has some type of connection.
Did you have some type of connection?
Huh?
Did you have some type of connection?
Yes. Yes, a sexual connection. Obviously, that's all we were doing.
But you were doing okay. So it's funny how you interpret what you were doing as a man. Genesis has a favorite and is doing that as a woman, but yet you're saying she has a relationship.
Because I don't know what they're doing. If it's just a sexual relationship, then I'm not speaking on her relationship with the dude because that's him and her. But it's some type of relationship. It's not it could be either a sexual, a mental, or whatever type of relationship they got going on. That's between him and her. But it's something. She said this is her favorite. He's her favorite for a reason now. Come on.
Favorite friend.
Okay. I'm just saying, I just want to encourage men to listen more.
Now, the extent to the relationship, I
just want men to listen more and talk less because the women.
So what do you call a friends with benefits? Is that a relationship or a situationship? I know I've used the term before and it's like a funny thing.
But why what do you call it anything? Why we need to call it anything? That'd be my thing. Why we gotta call it something?
Oh, that's fair.
Why we gotta call it something? Because just like Darwin said, see, when people start putting labels on stuff that are unclear, it causes chaos. That's the whole point I'm trying to make. Like if people just state what they want from the beginning, it wouldn't be no confusion and wouldn't be no need for manipulation.
Since y'all like to say definitions, relationship, The way in which two or more concepts, objects, or people are connected, or the state of being connected. So her and that dude is in a relationship.
He is
Gentlemen.
Period. We love a literary king. Period.
I ain't gonna hold y'all.
Yes.
I'm gonna just end it with this, and I'm gonna just end it with this.
Y'all ain't about to manipulate me.
In these 2022 streets, whether you out there dating, whether you trying to get a promotion on your job, or whether you married, please start telling people what you desire. Like, be assertive in what you want. What's the worst that's gonna happen? They either gonna tell you, yes, I can give it to you, or no, I can't. That's it. Just say it. And men, stop being afraid of rejection. That is not a reflection on how manipulative women can be. That says more about you and you building your confidence. Like, get your confidence up, bro. Get a life coach, see a therapist, get in the gym, do some self-care, and get your confidence up. So you can assertively approach women and say, this is what I desire. You will be surprised with what you get when you up front with folks. That's it.
Yeah.
That's all of it.
I would love to see a world where men are just being so upfront and honest with women when they approach them. Ooh, y'all would die.
See, that's what I'm saying, though.
Y'all would die. No, y'all would die. Boy, stop.
That means y'all got to step up.
Oh my God.
Like, y'all would die. That means
but no. But Jovo, Jovo, this is what I don't understand. So full of it. How can you say that? How can you say that when there's so many men out here who are willing to have extramarital relations but won't have an open relationship?
Right.
You can't say that. They're okay with stepping out, but they don't want their partner to step out. So is it really women who would die, or is it them?
No, it's the women, because y'all sit in the mirror for 5 hours looking pretty, getting and then when y'all
irrelevant, your honor, irrelevant.
Y'all go be effed up.
What?
All the stuff y'all do to look good for men, and it really don't matter. And we tell y'all that, and we told y'all the truth.
The other thing, Darwin, I learned is that we
perceive,
Darwin, we perceive
check for your face.
Darwin, we perceive relationships off of our experiences, our past experiences. Mm-hmm. And I'm just telling you that you keep perceiving women based off of the women that you've dealt with. I mean, I love you, but you have a perception of women. But see, I had to tell a client this. Just because you smashing a whole lot of women or have in the past don't necessarily mean you know women.
And especially if you haven't been letting them know you, then you really don't know them, because they've been bringing representatives too.
I'm just saying, like, like I don't understand it.
I never said I trusted women.
Like, I go to the grocery store. I go to the grocery store to get my grocery, but that don't mean I know how a grocery store is supposed to be ran. You know. So I just need, like, I respectfully, I just need men to
the same way I argue on this show all the time about how women treat men, and if women was honest with men would be acting crazy, and probably I always said this, like, if y'all was honest with dudes the way they were, y'all probably be getting beat up and stuff like that. I've said this, right?
No,
like, y'all can't.
But that's a perception based off of your experiences in relationships.
No, that's the perception based off what's going on in the world and how women are being honest with men as of late, leaving them, letting them know how they really feel, and they getting their ass beat, and the domestic violence rates going up high. That's how I feel like with if men was to, it wouldn't be as far as like y'all trying to fight us and stuff like that, but it would be some low self-esteem sisters walking around.
Why?
You think men, hold on, wait a minute. You think men are the ones who give women actual self-esteem? Actual self-esteem, not the issues that people have that they trying to cover up back then and whatever. But you think men actually give women real self-esteem?
Yeah, to a certain extent. I didn't say they.
Yeah, but see, that's a reflection of the. But and like I said, I'm not trying to be disrespectful, but respectfully, that is a reflection based upon the women you've dealt with.
Well, pretty privilege wouldn't exist, and we all admit that pretty privilege exists because it builds confidence.
What does that have to do? Hold on. No. pretty privilege is not what builds confidence. That's what I'm saying. It's like you're conflating things. Like people can have, there's false confidence. People can have all types of pathologies and issues and things like that. People can constantly seek validation. Hold on, wait a minute. People can constantly seek validation from other people, but that doesn't make it true confidence, and that don't make it true
no bearings on
self-esteem.
y'all self-esteem. I get it. Whatever.
No, that's not what we're saying. You're going
exactly. Exactly. You keep going from one extreme to the other.
To next. I never said they didn't, but no, Darwin, listen to me. We never said they didn't. What we're saying is that is not all. Like self-esteem is not just capsulated into what men think of women.
I just said to a certain extent.
What self-esteem is a bigger issue.
So that's why I'm telling you that if men was out here being honest with women, they would not be out here with low self-esteem. Like what are you talking about? Like that's what I mean.
Y'all
like
wouldn't be affected at all.
Because what you're saying is that women get self-esteem from men, and that's not true. I'll tell you the men that women do get self-esteem from, and that's their dads and their moms.
Okay, that is one. That's
self-esteem from.
Yeah,
and that's it.
Too.
If you didn't get it there, you're gonna be in for you're not gonna be able. Other people can't give you self-esteem as a grown ass adult. No, that's not true. Okay. That's why it's called self-esteem.
Okay.
Like what are you talking about?
Okay.
It's the regard that one holds themselves in, not what every other person that's out there to validate them hold them in.
Based on what people say or think about them, right?
But no. Self-esteem is actually
not what self-esteem is based on.
Self-esteem is how you see yourself.
Period.
Mm-hmm.
That's what it is. You know.
But you get get those ideas of how you see yourself from who?
Well, it depends on your life
from
history.
What?
Your life history and lifestyle factors. Those are the two things that influence your behavior.
Different people too.
Yeah. Your experiences with different people in your life.
I know what self-esteem is. It's just not because all within yourself on how your self-esteem is. Come on now.
No. But okay. So the literal definition is how you see yourself. That's what I'm saying. Yep. I'm not saying that that's all that it is. Okay.
Okay.
Like different things influence how we see ourselves. I agree with you on that. I do. But to say that men are a large part of that for women depend on the woman.
Well, I don't know the percent. I'm about to get into all that, but it's a part. It's a part.
Give yourself a lot of credit in areas that really, honestly.
If a woman is in high school, all through high school, she's been called a pretty girl, that's gonna have some type of effect on her self-esteem when she gets older. If she's going around in high school and everybody calling her ugly and this and that, hey blackie, hey, it's gonna have some. It's gonna affect her self-esteem. Yeah, y'all ain't about to.
Okay, so Darwin, nobody is disputing you on that. That's not what we're saying. We're just saying that that's not all of it.
I didn't say all of it. I didn't say
but I mean, what I'm doing is agreeing with you. I'm saying that influences that, but that's not all of it.
That's all I said.
We're saying the same thing.
Hey, but how y'all doing? What's up, everybody? How y'all doing? Panel, everybody up on the panel. What up?
Hey.
Hello. How you doing, sir?
Hey.
Right. But like what Brett just said, he said if she get called the ugly girl or the pretty girl like throughout school or whatever, but if she getting called that, she getting called that by girls and by the boys. You know what I'm saying? So that can play. It go hand in hand. You feel me? So it ain't just the boys calling her the ugly girl or the pretty girl. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
It's the girls too.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Absolutely. So it go both ways when it comes to that though.
Yeah, absolutely. Right. Absolute transparent moment. I was a black and ugly girl for a long time, a few grades in school. So what I had to learn though was that other people can have a perspective about me all they wanted to, but until I saw myself in a different light and I did something about that and I did the work, it really didn't matter how other people saw me. I would still see myself as black and ugly.
And it really can't go off of that either, because we all know some people that was getting called black and ugly or whatever, and they still had high self-esteem in the time while they was getting called that. They knew
right.
Because they got that self-esteem from other places. And that's what I'm saying, that if you're talking about a lot of insecure women who are deriving all of who they are based on what men think of them,
I never said all. They
would have to be if they would kill themselves just because men start telling them the truth. Like, and then the other party is that, just like you said, and just like we've been saying this whole time, after you reach a certain age, you see through the bull crap. more often. So you don't need all that fluff, and all that shit don't mean nothing to you anyway. So these my men start telling women the truth. We already know the goddamn truth at this point. Ain't nobody playing with y'all.
Hey, but on the real though, on the real, coming from a man, right? This coming from a man, right? I really feel like if women was to tell us the truth about ourselves, a lot of dudes would be out here like toe up, man, from the floor up, for real, for real. Cause we get in our feelings more than the women do.
Ooh.
They have the breakups a lot better than we do. You know what I'm saying? Like it be dudes out there, they turn into full-fledged stalkers when the woman leave them. You know what I'm saying? They lose. Some dudes lose their whole purpose when a woman leave them, bro. So, but women will go out there and be great. You got some dudes that'll go out there and be great too, but a lot of dudes they run to the manosphere. They go all. You know what I'm saying? So it just I don't know, bro. You feel me? So you can't just put it all on the women like that, though. Cause hey, the women some strong. There's some strong women out here.
Some strong black.
Right, bro. Like all
So we
women.
had to be right.
Dudes call me a simp all the time. They come over there on my channel. I'm the biggest simp on YouTube. They call me, bro. But you know what I'm saying? Like I ain't no simp though. But them boys really the simps because they scared to stand up in their truth. You know what I'm saying? It's a lot of dudes that go over there to them little sectors over there and be crying and all that there. You know what I'm saying? They go cry together. They get mad at me because I say women started the manosphere. You know what I'm saying? So hey, they get mad at me because I say a lot of women hurt these dudes. That's why they run over there and huddle up together like they do. You feel me? So hey man, it just but it go both ways. But I just see it like it's some good, it's some women out there, and there's some good women out there, and there's some dog dudes out there, and there's some good dudes out there. But I don't see why people can't understand that. They just gotta pick one side. Like you know what I'm saying? It go both ways.
Yeah, it go both ways on everything, don't it, women? Right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Because y'all act like y'all so cutthroat now. All of a sudden, I don't know what's going on.
No, one.
That is not what anybody said. We said that we
No.
can handle transparency and the truth, and you just don't want to accept that women can handle transparency and truth. You just don't want to accept that your truth may not align with what they want. You don't want the consequence. You don't want the consequence of the truth because you're saying that the truth is going to harm us somehow. Like no. The truth is going to harm you because you're not getting what you want out of the situation no more.
No. I said one more time. If we was to come off with the truth on how we really feel, what's in our head, when I told you what I would say to you, and immediately you set up there in return said, no, you should say this. So you already let me know right then and there that you can't handle my truth and that you didn't want to hear my truth.
That's no. Why do you keep saying that? I said, listen, hold on, no. See, no, that is not what I said, and stop doing that. What I'm saying is, you do not. You're saying that the only way to say something or have this in your head or whatever is just vulgar and just with no care or concern or no cause for communication. Just say it any old kind of way. Just talk to people any old kind of way. You can't talk to people any kind of way at work. You can't talk to your kids any old kind of way. You can't talk to nobody any old kind of way.
I'm telling you how men really talk, right? And when we really talk about you all, it be vulgar. That's why I'm saying what I'm saying. It be vulgar. We say these things like men, but when we talk to y'all, we water it down a lot. But that's not, that's why
you saying y'all lie. That's what you said. You said y'all lie and y'all manipulate, watering something down, or saying it, or saying it in. But okay, so what I'm trying to understand from you is, again, you keep saying unless I could talk to you any old kind of way, then I'm not being
kind of way. It's how we talk. You keep saying any old kind of way, like I'm just making some stuff up. When men be talking about women, we call y'all all types of names. We say all types of bad things. But when we get what I'm saying, we're not going to. I understand. We're not going to say those things to y'all. I understand because we have a level of respect. But
exactly, no. I like what Venom the Tiger Dragon said. Tact isn't less truthful. You're saying that you need to be tactless. Nobody, and I said you just need to be tactful in what you're saying. That doesn't mean you need to lie. Like I don't understand why you conflating those two things. I don't get it.
So no.
I wanted we had a request. We had a request in the chat for the caller to drop his channel. Caller, tell us.
What's your channel?
And what's your channel?
Oh, it's 2 Raw, number 2 Raw TV Uncut.
Okay.
I commented in the chat before I came up.
And I think you were gonna add something too.
Yeah, I just wanted to say like why do dudes they give like other dudes passes, but like women can't get no pass as soon as a woman do something wrong, they be all on the woman top. You know what I'm saying? But they'll stand next to a dude who don't take care of his kids. They'll stand next to a dude who a bad example out here in the streets. You know what I'm saying? So why they give dudes a pass so much and they jump down on these women? It don't even be they women that they jumping down and telling them. You know what I'm saying? They always bashing these women, but let dudes get a pass, and that's what
They be
that's the
cowards.
big question I want to know.
Yeah,
They
we
cowards.
don't know. we don't know.
They
We
don't
trying to
want they
figure it
don't
out.
want to be subjected to having to fight one of these dudes if they try to check them or say something, so they just refrain from saying nothing, and they don't mind upsetting women because they figure like a woman can't touch me, I'll whoop a woman ass. But if they say something to upset a man, they don't want to go through the hassle of possibly having to fight them. And this was what they have said in these manifest spaces. They have actually said this out their mouth, like, because these guys they get mad. I ain't about to be fighting them, so but they don't mind fighting a woman. So
Facts.
Yeah.
Okay.
Tact and assertiveness.
Well, Raven, you brought up some shenanigans that took us down some rabbit holes, man. I tell you.
We didn't even get to the rest of the clips I had, guys, but it's okay. We can do it next week because I got to go to work in the morning.
Yeah, we can get to the rest of the clips. We can do it next week. But I'm gonna go ahead and let everybody give their final thoughts about what we went over today. Miss Jovo, you want to go first?
I want to go first tonight. I do.
Okay, let me. All right.
I know. Yeah, this is a public service announcement for everyone who thinks and feels that being upfront with folks is not the way to go. And I am telling you that you're doing yourself a disservice. Communicating your needs and being assertive is imperative in life. And you can be assertive with telling people your thoughts and your feelings by being tactful and by and first of all, knowing what you want. Okay. All of this does not have to be a game, people. It does not have to be a game. Okay. As we grow and evolve as people, it's very important for us to learn how to communicate what we need to other people. It's part of being an adult, it's part of being a human, and it's part of living an intentional life. Okay. We don't have to always learn these things by accident. If we're intentional in how we communicate, we will get intentional results. Okay. Share our show tonight. Hit the like button before y'all leave. Get our likes up. Thank you.
Love it. Love it. Thank you. Who wants to go next?
I'll go next.
Okay.
Okay, I will say the phrase for the night is emotional intelligence. I think from every topic we went on, even though we didn't get through all the emotions I had clips for, emotional intelligence is going to be the phrase for the night. It's important to understand why you do things you do. Freedom is not doing what you want to do, it's knowing why you want to do it in the first place. So try to seek true freedom.
Okay. Thank you, ma'am. All right. Book of Genesis, you want to go ahead?
Yes, I want to say great show to you guys. Thanks for having me on. Interesting topics here tonight, as usual. It's always a pleasure when I stop by and visit you all, and I can piggyback on what Miss Jovo said. Communicate like adults. Be honest.
Yep. Thank you. All right. All righty, sir. What you got to say, Triple OG?
this is why I got married. That's all I gotta say. So I can the game is cutthroat. And if you're not in the game, you will never understand it. I was happy to be on the winning end of it, and sometimes you got to do things that, everybody's not going to be proud about. But hey, I did it. I survived. I won. I'm married now. I don't have to play the game anymore. It was very fun when I did play it. I'm retired. Y'all don't like my methods when I was playing the game. I understand it because they was messed up. I was like one of those people that called in to terrorize the captured people. Don't nobody like that person. You're doing things that what you weren't supposed to be doing. That's what I was doing. But stay out the game. And when you get ready to settle down, be honest and transparent with these women and women do the same thing. Ms. Jovo and these women are absolutely right. You know, honesty is the best way to go. Even if it's going to hurt some feelings or whatever, even if the person not going to like it, y'all just make decisions about it and just move on if that's what the case may be. But honesty is the best route.
Thank you. All right. I guess it's my turn. Whew, that was really interesting. I'm gonna say I do think that honesty is obviously the best policy. Because it goes back to treat other people how they want to be treated. Um, and you're more likely to get something that's reciprocal. But just the way that the universe works, I don't necessarily believe in karma as in like, oh, you did this bad thing, now this immediate bad thing is about to come happen to you. No, but I do believe that whatever energy you put out there or whatever you pour into other people, that is what you're going to get back. So if you're pouring a lot of trash and lies and dishonesty and deception into your relationship and into the other person, that's what you're going to get out of that relationship. Like you're going to reap what you sow. So if you want something that is healthy and something that is fulfilling, then you have to be healthy and you have to fulfill it. So that's what I wanted to say, guys. All right. So great show, everybody. Thank y'all. Thank you, Book of Genesis, for coming on. Thank you to Raw TV Uncut for hopping in and joining us for a minute. Thank you for everyone for watching. Do not forget to go ahead and hit that like button, share with your friends, go ahead and subscribe to the channel. If you have not done so already, and we will see you again on next week, same time. Good night.
Good night, everybody.